I just burnt my tongue.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Two's Company Three's a Podcast, Newcastle's #1 film, TV and gaming podcast. You just burnt your tongue. My name is Dylan and as always with my co-host
Mitchell, and we must be passing by the 11th closest red dwarf star to our solar system because it's time for 2C3 Pod, a Bmw Convertible! Look who's on TV, Mama! It's the devil!
Wait, look who's on TV, Mama, it's the devil.
Look who's on TV, Mama! It's the devil!
Now the way you say that
I know,
makes
it's
me...
a terrible impression.
Okay, so it's not anywhere near what I'm thinking.
I don't know, it might be.
Little Nicky?
It is in the realm of what you're thinking. So yes, I got the Sandler impression right.
Hubie Halloween?
No.
No,
Waterboy.
Oh,
sorry,
okay,
1998.
I wasn't going to get that.
Bobby Boucher.
I was close.
Exactly. Look who's on TV, Mama. It's the devil.
Yeah, that's definitely Adam Sandler.
Yay! Yeah. Exactly. Not the worst impression ever. But anyway.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Two's Company Three's a Podcast. Woo! My name is Dylan and with my co-host
Mitchell.
Yeah. I've done that bit. Clever one-liner. Now it's the homework.
All right, so check out the social medias.
Yeah, you can certainly find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter well, usually with the banter goes on for a little bit longer than that, but we've just spent the last 30 minutes or however long. I
assumed you wanted to rush through it since you were rushing me on our live stream.
Well, we are live streaming, but the reason I'm rushing you, for those who are listening to this podcast, we do live stream this on our Facebook page and twitch.tv/Dylan2C3pod. But the reason I rush it is because we spend so much time pre-show bantering and discussing things.
We've run out of things to talk about.
With the audience, and it gets to the point, it's like, okay, it's 10 p.m. at night. Yes. This is an hour and a half podcast. If people want to hang around for that during the live stream, we better get a move on. Yeah, but in saying that, people usually bugger off when we start recording anyway.
Oh, well, don't say that. That's because they know that the podcast is available on all podcast platforms.
That's right.
And they can get it Thursday morning, 2 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time every week.
That's
so any podcast platform you can think of, search 2C3 Pod. But cliche slogan, of course, Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and of course, YouTube, Big Summer Blowout.
Of course. Now, before we get into the actual topics this week, you can also support us as well outside of just watching and or listening to this podcast by heading over to Redbubble and tpublic.com to get yourself a little bit of merchandise. 2C3 Pod merch. We've got mugs, we've got fridge magnets, we've got everything you can possibly ask for.
That's right.
We've even got clunky microphone stands.
No, we actually don't. Don't go looking for that.
Yeah, don't go looking for that.
No, Redbubble and tpublic, all links are down below, or just search 2C3 Pod wherever you go, wherever we say, like Patreon, the #1 way to support us, of course, where you can get bonus content and so many other goodies, which we'll explain at the end of the episode. Those are just how you can support us right now. But for now, I think extra, read all about it. It's time for some news, motherfucker.
It is time for some news, yes.
Absolutely.
So, first one off the cab of the rank this week. Now, as we've been saying, every episode for the last however many weeks it feels like now, news is a bit dry. Yeah. But we're able to pull a few things out, and we'll definitely slide a few rabbit holes this week. But first one on the list is an interesting one, and I'm going to leave it up to you.
Yes, no, absolutely. Now, you say news is dry, but this to me would be the headline news, even if the world was functioning as normal right now. Because in my world, this is a big fucking deal. Now, there was a period there in the mid-2000s period to the mid-2010s where TV was on fucking fire, and I was in love with so many TV shows. We had American Horror Story, Breaking Bad, Sons of Anarchy, shows of that nature, and one of my big ones, of course, was Dexter. How could it not be? Of course, Michael C. Hall playing the blood splatter analyst who is an awkward guy during the day, and then at night he's a serial killer who only kills bad guys. It's a fantastic show, and it was for 8 perfect years. There was, of course, a couple of seasons that, dipped down a little bit and all of that. And then the finale came along. Now, this show lives with an 8.6 on IMDb overall for the entire series. The entire series run, and it deserves that by far. Season 4 is fucking phenomenal. One of the best series of a TV show I've ever seen. John Lithgow, it's gorgeous. Yeah. Anyway, it came to the finale time. Now, has an 8.6 overall. The finale got a 4.6. Okay?
Game of Thrones did.
And I'm going to spoil the entire show for everybody right now. No, basically, because, so the show wraps up with Dexter's sister dying.
Yep.
Okay? And then he safely gets his son away to be taken care of, and then he rides off into a hurricane on his boat. His boat is a recurring theme, so it's not unusual. Why is he on a boat? Yeah, okay. So he rides off into a hurricane, and then it fades to black, and you're like, okay, perfect. Killed himself, he's driven into a hurricane. Then they added one scene right before the credits, where it cuts away to a secluded wooded area, a lumberjacking site, and in this cabin there is a Michael C. Hall Dexter with a huge fucking beard.
Yeah.
And then somebody yells out, "Hey, Joe, you coming?" And he gets up and goes. So he's moved somewhere, become a fucking lumberjack somewhere and changed his identity. It's like, why did you keep this character alive? Literally, that finale would have been like a solid 8, 8.5, maybe even a 9. So, and then that last scene happened. Fuck you. This is
so
3.
that one little scene where they left it open for the possibility of future projects like this one.
Well, I was going to say we haven't actually addressed that yet.
No, is the reason that why everybody hates the Dexter finale.
Yes.
It's not that the rest of the episode, like, you compare it to something like Game of Thrones where it shit the bed towards the end, but that's because they kind of ran out of stuff to talk about.
No, exactly. That's right. And they had to start writing stuff without the books.
That's correct. Yeah. That's what I'm getting at. But in this case...
they take off that one little scene at the end.
Yeah, okay.
It's fine. It's fine. Leave it up with that. Leave us to imagine. Maybe he didn't die. Maybe it did, you know?
Okay. But so instead, this is the prime example of like what we've talked about in the past where leave the questions unanswered and leave people guessing.
Answered one too many questions. Yeah. And because of that, and now everybody knew, okay, he didn't die. He's still out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Now we are getting to the news that Showtime has announced that there is going to be a 10-episode run beginning filming in early 2021 for a hopeful fall autumn 2021 release date later next year. So Dexter is coming back.
Interesting.
And I'm hyped about it, but I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be because this shouldn't be happening.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Okay. I'm excited that an old character that I loved and watched week to week for years is coming back, but I shouldn't get this option. You know what I mean?
I believe you can probably spoil this for me too, because the series has been out for ages. If you haven't seen it by now, you're not going to.
No, that's right. It started in 2006 and ran for 8 years, so 2013, 14.
So, with a brief explanation, how did the series wrap up? Like, why did he end up getting on the boat and driving into the hurricane? Like,
because he had lost everyone in his life. His wife died in a previous season. His son was becoming fucked up, kind of thing, and that he got found out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He was on the run, essentially, as well.
Yeah, okay.
So being on the run, his whole life was gone.
Yep.
The only thing he had was his son, but he couldn't take care of him because he had to go on the run, essentially.
Yep.
His sister just got murdered, so that's why driving off into the, like, literal eye of a storm hurricane, you're like, perfect ending because it's Miami and they have a hurricane every 2 days.
Yeah.
And essentially that was a good way to off himself, like, disappear. But then they showed him disappearing, and that was the problem.
Okay, so knowing how that wrapped up and why he ended up doing what he did, and also inclusive of the idea that he went to a different part of planet Earth and adopted a new identity, essentially. What could they possibly do? What's the speculation of how this new series is going to unfold?
I feel like...
Is he, like, surely if he was found out and he was on the run, he can't return to what he was doing previously.
I feel like it's going to have something to do with his now, I assume, teenage son. His teenage son. I assume it's
surely it's not. Well, he's grown a beard. Nobody recognizes him. Like,
no, exactly. Like, as in, like,
righto, Superman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, he all of a sudden adopted a pair of glasses, and they were like, "Oh, journalist." No, but I assume it's going to have something to do with his son. His son, like, getting involved in some way, maybe trying to track down his dad, maybe believing his dad's not dead. Maybe Dexter literally just does start killing again, and he's just somewhere else. You know?
Oh, here I go killing again.
Exactly. Oh, I did it again. You know, because it was found out through the show that he could barely control his urges.
Yeah.
You know, so it was just a part of his nature and that. And you find out about his childhood and why he is the way he is.
Yep.
So it all made sense. But at the same time, I'm going to watch the fuck out of this.
I know you will.
I'm excited as fuck for it. But like I said at the top, I shouldn't be excited about it because we shouldn't be getting this because they should have ended it properly.
It makes you think, like,
if this was coming out and they didn't have that lumberjack scene, I would be like, whoa,
he's still alive.
Wow, you know, like, oh, they're going to play that card. Holy shit. But because we all knew he was alive, we were like, one day they'll do it.
Yeah, and I think that's why they do it. It's like they're kind of almost... It's like every Avengers movie. Like, they guarantee themselves that people will be interested to some degree, knowing that this is going to continue in some fashion.
Exactly.
And that's kind of one problem that I have with a series like The Boys, for example. Like, I've recently finished watching that, and I'll get to my thoughts on that later on in terms of the series itself. But very quickly, in relation to that, is like, towards the end of a season of something, especially something like The Boys, like, you feel... You're kind of waiting for that big confrontation where the good guys beat the bad guys. But it kind of doesn't end that way because they want to leave it open-ended for another season.
Exactly.
It's like, I know they want to leave it open-ended so that way they don't just close it off and they can't continue. But you still kind of hope for that that one solid ending, which it sounds like Dexter fans did get, but then they kind of just went, well, you know what?
No, exactly. That's exactly right. They literally left it with a solid ending where the viewer would be left questioning, going, well, maybe he didn't survive. Maybe he is alive. Maybe he did die. Like, who knows? And they could have had debates about it for years.
Maybe he jumped off and swam back to shore and grew a beard in that time.
Exactly. Yeah, no, but then they show that one scene and literally everyone went, oh, really?
Damn.
Like, now there's no question.
Okay.
Now there is literally no questions, you know? So
Hollywood, stop answering all the questions. Just leave something open for once.
No, but that's the thing. Even Breaking Bad, they did somewhat have an ending where you were a little bit like, oh, like could there? And that's what spawned the movie that they did last year with Breaking Bad.
But they left it there.
But they left it where everyone went, damn. Okay, that's done.
Satisfying ending and a conclusion to the story.
Exactly, that's right. Yeah. So either way, I'm going to be all into this, and I'll tell you all about it in 12 months' time
because
when it gets
won't
released.
Be watching it.
No. I wouldn't expect you to watch 8 seasons of it, but I will say, for any Dexter fans out there who have seen it, I'm sure you completely agree with me that season 4 is one of the greatest television seasons ever.
Ever?
It is fantastic.
Ever,
all of it. Over all of it. Like, John Lithgow. John Lithgow as Trinity Killer is like amazing.
John Lithgow is good in like everything.
Oh, I know, but this was like his coming out party of like, I'm a legit actor, a la Bryan Cranston in Breaking Bad. That first season dropped and everyone went, whoa, dude's got mad chops, even though he always did.
Yeah,
but showing them on an international like scale.
So it's just like Michael C. Hall, like the main actor. Like you see him very briefly in a few other things every now and then. The last thing that I saw him in was the Torture Report with Adam Driver.
Right.
And in Gamer with Gerard Butler. I can't think of too many movies and TV shows that he's been in, but he's always a stellar part of those things that he's in. And it's good to see that he's obviously getting more work.
No, 100%. But as in, do you know what he went through in his personal life?
No, I don't.
No, he had cancer. Yeah.
Okay.
No. He had leukemia. Like, as in, he won an Emmy and was like bald when he accepted it.
Holy
I think
fuck,
around
season
5 or 6 or something like
Jesus
that.
Christ.
Yeah. No. So he was fortunate enough to find a job that didn't require flying to Prague for 3 months to, he could stay in the one location, keep his treatment up and stuff like that. And I believe it did end up making a full recovery of sorts.
Yeah.
So that's why after Dexter, when it finally wrapped up, it was basically like, okay, now he can take a breather and just like do the odd thing here and there kind of thing and stuff like that. So that's why he's become more into the limelight in recent times, because I believe he's made a full, or at least as much as you can with cancer
remission,
recovery.
Essentially.
No, exactly. That's
cool.
So,
speaking of like horrible, diseases and cancer. Jeff Bridges, lymphoma.
What?
Yeah, I found out today while doing some research for notes.
There's no article on this.
I didn't include it in the article because I didn't think it was going to come up in conversation.
Yeah, there you go.
Didn't really want to have the episode in like a bum note, but just to say that like apparently the production of Tron, the sequel, whatever's happening there, has been placed on hold, and it's not due to COVID. It's due to the fact that dude's come down with lymphoma.
God damn.
Which my mother had lymphoma earlier this year or last year, whenever it was. Time has just flown.
Yeah.
Horrible fucking thing to go through. So
that's unfortunate.
Yeah. So
really unfortunate.
Wishing a speedy recovery for him as well. Hopefully he gets through it.
An absolute legend in the acting industry. So Jeff Bridges.
Best
wishes. Like, that's okay. Cool. Thanks. Way to slap me up the side of the face.
Sorry,
with that.
dude.
Yeah, no, exactly. Who needs a cup of coffee when you got Jeff Bridges lymphoma?
Anyway, time to lift that spirit back up. Yes. Yeah. So Dexter fans, be excited.
Be excited and fucking nervous.
Don't be so salty
fucking
about
nervous.
It. Yeah.
But Michael C. Hall, very excited. Like, have you ever seen 6 Feet Under?
Oh, my parents used to go off about that show. And I never ended up watching
it's fantastic. And that was Michael C. Hall's breakthrough before Dexter.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a recurring character on that and was fucking phenomenal on that show. So,
dude needs to do more feature-length films.
Yeah, but the Showtime president or whatever was I can't remember his name. Whatever. The Showtime.
Not a big deal.
David Nevins. He's the one who's behind. He's the boss at Showtime. Okay. And basically, he was saying, look, we've had this character, and this character was one of the most prominent forces to us getting a name in Showtime, which is true. Like, they were Dexter was one of the big first shows that Showtime had and really brought them to the forefront. And he said that we've had this interesting character sitting on ice this whole time. And I said, the creator, I don't have his name up on me on here as well, and Michael C. Hall, all said that they would never do it unless they had the perfect way to bring him back and bring it back with a bang, basically, and it all made sense. That was one of the key points that he said.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
he said he got the creator, and Michael C. Hall came to him with this idea, and he said, all right, It's done. So he's confident that they've found a way that will make sense and make the fans happy.
Yep.
So that's key for me. It's got to be done. It's got to be done correctly.
And if anybody knows how to make the series, appeal to the fans, it's the people who made the series that appealed to fans.
Yes, exactly. That's right.
It's not being taken by somebody else and having their vision in ensuing it. It's the original vision of the creator.
Exactly. It's the original creator, and it's Michael C. Hall, who did become a big behind the scenes proponent of that show as well in the later seasons. Like
proponent. Is that a word?
It is. It is. Absolutely. It is. Yeah. It's a big yes. Proprietor.
We say it at least once an episode.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah. Well, one day it'll be added to the Oxford Dictionary.
Oh, the dictionary.
No, it's definitely a word, dude.
Yeah, good.
Proponent.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
It's fine.
Anyway, speaking of big proponent dicks.
Yeah, little big. So the next one's just a little bit of a passover news, and it's just a little interesting concept that I read in the article.
Clyde Phillips. My apologies. That's the creator of Dexter.
Okay, very good. Shout out to him, big fan. I know.
Yeah. No. I forgot the name and I just felt like I needed to say it. My bad.
Anyway, last week we briefly talked about the possibility of, the return of Jamie Foxx in Spider-Man 3, the MCU Electro, returning as the same character he last.
I know. And I actually thought I sounded a little bit like Sully from Monsters Inc. when he's
but Jamie Foxx is returning as Electro, but a different kind of Electro than he portrayed in the last film.
Not as blue.
Not as blue, that's correct. I need a little bit blue.
I know, tinge.
Yeah, a tinge of blue. Exactly. A little bit more teal this time.
Blue Man Group goes, you're not even trying.
That's right, not even getting involved. But there is speculation of Doctor Strange's involvement with Spider-Man 3, so there may be some connection there. And obviously with Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness is the title of the next MCU film in that line of films that's on the way. With Doctor Strange and the idea of the multiverse, that does open up to the possibility of different types of characters being included. It's kind of like the same idea of Michael Keaton's Batman and Ben Affleck's Batman being involved with.
I was going to say, I thought I heard this type of story recently.
That's right.
Different type of.
That's right. The DC universe is also kind of doing that as well. The multiverse kind of deal. But Spider-Man already did that sort of with Into the Spider-Verse.
Of course, exactly.
The Spider-Verse is a thing that already exists essentially.
So good.
Great film.
So fucking good.
So there's no real confirmation just yet, and Sony executives have not confirmed or denied the possibility of actually having Andrew Garfield and Toby Maguire return. But, before it was more just like, the possibility would be cool. But now with the involvement of Doctor Strange and the multiverse, that makes plot points and story beats a very real possibility of them weaving that in and making sense.
Oh my God.
Wouldn't that be fantastic? And I did see a fan image of like an aged Toby Maguire Spider-Man. Yeah. He doesn't have grey hair or anything, but he is like in his 40s and he's been doing it for however long. He's buffed up, but he's still kind of like, dad bodish, And the possibility of this happening, there's no confirmation just yet, so stop shaking.
No. I know. I've read the article.
Yeah. But the idea that if Doctor Strange can open up all these different universes, the speculation is that they can that the previous Spider-Mans can come together and fight their row of villains essentially. It would make sense to connect the Spider-Verse with the multiverse, essentially, and have Doctor Strange be the result of that.
100%, man. Like, as in, I love moments on the podcast where I get to feel like a giddy teenager.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what I'm feeling right now. The possibility of having Toby Maguire don that suit again, and especially be able to be himself and not have to try and pretend to be young or anything like that.
That's right.
Toby Maguire getting to be a 42-year-old Spider-Man. Holy shit, take all the fucking money I've got. I will happily give you all the tens of dollars I've got saved up. Because, my God, that would be well worth the treat.
Yeah. It's the same as Michael Keaton returning as Batman.
Exactly.
Tim Burton's Batman in a new film. But it's exciting.
I've got a much stronger nostalgia towards Toby Maguire than I do Michael Keaton personally.
Those movies, the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man, and number 2, still considered one of the best, if not the best, superhero film of all time.
And that's
which is a great fucking
number 3 even gets critically slapped upside the head, but that's got some of my favorite fucking moments, man.
That's a great film. I enjoy it.
I know, so do I.
There are down moments, and I understand why people don't like it, but I like it. I love that
critically, when you're analysing the film, yes, of course there are moments that are down, but seeing Toby Maguire struck down the street with dyed jet black hair and stuff, and
pointing pointing at chicks.
Exactly, and he's got all this uber confidence.
Slapping bitches.
Exactly, like it's just there's something about Toby Maguire and I can't.
And Topher Grace.
I was about to say Topher
like,
Grace, exactly, with the shitty fucking fake teeth and the the fangs and stuff. I want everything.
Humiliate him.
Exactly, everything about those films to me just rings.
James
nostalgia.
Franco.
Yes,
the Goblin.
Yes, exactly.
It was great.
Willem Dafoe, of course, exactly. And who played Sandman? Do you remember that?
Oh, I don't know his name, but he's been in a few things. And Sandman was a fantastic fucking villain.
Not only that,
he's not even a villain. They connected it to the first film.
That's exactly right.
But he wasn't a villain. He was just a dude who was in a wrong place at the wrong time.
Yes,
and he's just trying to help his sick daughter.
Oh, he's the bad guy in George of the Jungle, isn't he? Oh, he definitely is.
He's the teacher in Easy A.
Yes, he's the bad guy in George of the Jungle.
I don't know his name, but he's a
bad guy in
fantastic
George
actor.
of the Jungle.
And
But
Sandman in Spider-Man 3 was probably my favourite aspect of that film.
Not only that, man, all across all three films as well, you've got to remember, amazing Bruce Campbell cameos.
Oh,
right.
There was the possibility with Spider-Man 4 him being revealed as Mysterio.
Yeah,
and that's why he turned up in different roles throughout the Spider.
Exactly, I know. It would have been
if it came full circle.
Oh, it would have been so fucking good. J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
J. Jonah Jameson. Oh my god.
With the idea that all of these films are somehow being allowed to intertwine now.
Oh,
wouldn't it be fantastic if in Spider-Man 3 Close to Home, or whatever the fuck they're going to call it this time, that Bruce Campbell did make a return as a multiverse version of Mysterio alongside Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yes. Oh,
boom!
Dude, Hollywood. I was going to say Hollywood. We sit here every week giving you better ideas than you have.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Oh my god, yeah. Oh, Alfred Molina as well as Doc Ock.
Oh,
in number 2. Exactly. Yeah. Oh man, everything about I just so fucking love these movies so much, and I'm so excited for the potential of not just Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, but also the potential of these other characters getting involved as well. You could get Kristen Dunst and her weird teeth coming back in, you know, Kristen Dunst.
You know what? The thing about Kirsten Dunst, now we're going on this rabbit hole.
Here we go.
I never liked her as an actress, but I've liked almost all, if not most, of the movies that she's been in. Small Soldiers.
Oh yeah.
No. Yeah, Small Soldiers.
Yeah.
And she wasn't the young girl in Jumanji, was she? Or was she?
Yeah.
She was.
Yeah,
See,
absolutely she was.
And then we've got Spider-Man as well. Like she's been, and is it Bring It On, the cheerleading movie?
Yeah, sure is.
All good movies.
They're fucking great
that
movies.
she was in and led or was secondary character to.
Yeah, no.
Kirsten Dunst, as much as I don't like her, I love her in those movies.
I never thought about that. Like, literally, I've never looked at her as an actress and gone, man, you're really good. But then I watch one of her movies and I'm like, man, that was really good, but don't give her any credit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why. I just kind of don't see her.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird.
I think we might have to add her to the 2C3 pod
hit list.
Hit list.
Well, maybe I just need to mature in myself and go, you know what? Accept the fact that, she is a good actress and you do enjoy what she's been in.
I guess so, but she just doesn't stand out.
No, not at all.
It's weird. Yeah,
even in Spider-Man films, she's portrayed as a bad actress, remember?
That's right, exactly.
Because she's trying and she just fails at every turn.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Oh my god, wow, that's awesome. Yeah, so
and she gets bitch slapped by Peter Parker.
Oh yeah, she does.
Yeah. That was a shit moment.
Yeah, of course it was, but
yeah,
around that moment, Lido, awesome film.
Yeah. In saying that too, the woman who played Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah. I had no idea it was her.
What?
Is
it really?
I'm pretty sure it is. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No. I think you might be spot on there. I've got Spider-Man 2 open here, so I'll be able to quickly the third one. Oh my god, yeah, I completely didn't even realize that.
Right?
As soon as you just said that, I was like,
different.
What?
Yeah.
It has to be.
She's Gwen Stacy. I've seen Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah, sure is.
Yeah, I've seen her in 1,000 other things.
Thomas Hayden Church. That is Sandman. That is George of Jungle, the bad guy. That is, like you said, the teacher in Easy A. Thomas Hayden Church. Yeah. That fucking jawline and that very distinct voice that he's got. I'm sick of it. No, I'm not going to try. I'm not even going to try. But
I like the idea that he can't be killed as the Sandman, and he's just like Spider-Man. Just fucking sit down and listen to me, would you?
No, exactly. That's right. But yeah, Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah,
fuck. Yeah,
it's almost like Bryce Dallas Howard. Yes, she's a handsome woman, but like she went from like 17 in Spider-Man 3 to like 30.
Yeah, and she's been 30 for the last...
A year later.
You know, it's weird. And she's been 30 for the last 12 years.
That's right, yeah.
No, you're absolutely right. But that is an exciting prospect there.
Yeah.
and I'm very excited for them to extend that universe. And
if they do,
it's just if
they
Andrew
don't,
Garfield, I know you were a fan of. No, I completely get it. I'm a fan of his acting. I just wasn't that fond of the Spider-Man.
That's
films.
fair. Yeah.
And I don't care about him. I don't care about him putting it back on. But Toby Maguire, that's all I fucking want.
Yeah, I like that too. But I also like the idea of, you know, like there's always that kind of look of, okay, yeah, he took the job, and then like them coming together and being like, yeah, we get it, it's fine. Yeah. In saying that too, do you know that website or whatever it is, that celebrity, you know, giveaway thing, Omaze?
No.
There's like ads every now and then with certain actors and like, well, come on a trip with us if you sign up, whatever else, you can win a trip with us.
It's not like
Cameo.
No.
It's something else when they're trying to raise money. Anyway, it's like a charity thing.
Oh, yeah.
There was a recent video of Ben Affleck and Matt Damon doing it. Ben Affleck is slimming down for Batman. He looks super healthy. There's the one thing I noticed about it. But they make jokes like Ben Affleck's telling like Matt Damon, dude, you're supposed to like amp this up and get excited. Yeah. And then Matt Damon does it. And then he's like, well, tone it down. You're like, And then he's like, well, dude, what did he say? Oh, Robert Pattinson. Yeah, well, he took your job. You know, he's like taking shots like that. Cool. That's cool. I thought that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
So the idea that like they're accepting of like other people, and now the fact that they could all share the same movie. Yeah. Like, that's totally cool. And if they don't do it, Spider-Man 3 is going to be super disappointing.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. It already is. But it's the greatest experience I've had.
Greatest experience of my life. Yeah, that's right.
There's our recurring joke every week. Yeah. But anyway, speaking of old characters coming back to life, we've got to hit this one on the show. I mean, come on.
That's right. I mean, 2C3pod, at least my hit list of actors that I've always loved for some reason. And I don't know why, if anybody's actually been asking for this.
And no, but also a recent contestant on Hollywood Sinner over at Patreon a few weeks ago. That's right. So there's a bonus episode over there on Patreon, 2C3pod, where this particular actress stars and returns. But anyway, the return of the long-awaited Elle Woods coming back to the big screen in the form of Legally Blonde 3 Reese Witherspoon
is returning for Legally Blonde 3 in May of 2022.
I was going to say, we knew this was coming. We knew this was getting filmed and that, but now we have a set date.
Yep.
All right. So we're getting, well, actually it's been pushed back quite far. May 2022.
Well, yeah, we've got a long way to go, Jess.
We've got a long way to go.
Saying that too, that gives us plenty of time to look forward to Legally Blonde 3, because Legally Blonde 1 and 2 are great.
No, exactly. They're actually really good films. And I don't mind it, but I'm a little disappointed that this is Legally Blonde 3 and not Legally Blonde 4, because there was actually a third one with twins. Yes, with twins. It was no idea. Had nothing to do with Reese Witherspoon. It came out when I worked at a video store.
Did you work at a video store?
I worked at a video store.
So it's almost like Halloween 3, where it just told a completely different story.
Essentially, that's right. Yeah, but no, exactly. Well, it just took two completely different characters, and they were blonde, and they went to law school, and they were twinsies.
Oh my god!
I know exactly, and what the issues they had to face with, and it's like, I've already seen this twice. Yeah. But anyway, it looks like we're going to get the resurgence of Elle Woods and her career now that she's like 82 years old, and we'll see how she did in her career and wrapping up retirement. I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. But
no, Reese Witherspoon is a stunning woman.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm definitely keen to see her.
I'm definitely excited for that. But I don't know why, but I've always had a connection. Whenever I think of Legally Blonde, I think of Miss Congeniality.
Okay,
They're two completely separate set of films.
I think they came out roughly around the same time.
I think they did too, so maybe that's why.
Yeah,
but
and also the posters are somewhat similar, because you had Legally Blonde where she's just walking and she's all pretty in a pink dress and stuff like that, and then Miss Congeniality, she has her leg up and she's got a fancy dress on, but she's holding a gun underneath and she's like, what's up, motherfucker? You know?
That's right, yeah. So if we're getting a new Legally Blonde, I mean, why can't we get a new Miss Congeniality?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, I wouldn't mind that. I mean, why not? Hollywood's spinning out all this shit, but yeah, no, I just found the third film, the one with the twins that I told you about. It was called, very clever here, hold your horses, Legally Blondes. Because there's two of them, right?
Hollywood.
It's plural, bitch. Yeah. It's a plural. Yeah, no, that's right. So yeah, that was Millie Rosso and Becky Rosso were the twins. Oh my god, they were Izzy Woods and Annie Woods. They would have been like a niece or something like that, because she's Elle Woods.
Woods, yeah.
Oh,
so that's like an American Pie. That's like an American Pie style spin-off where it's like the relatives.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and it's got a lovely 3.7 on IMDb, so I'm sure it's a stellar film. But anyway,
out of 5, that's quite good. Out of 10,
yeah, no, exactly. Out of fucking 15, honestly. But yeah, no. So Legally Blonde 3, May 2022. So we've got something to look forward to.
Yeah, good. Looking forward to that. All you dumb blondes out there, something to relate to, I guess. Yeah.
Ouch. Yeah, exactly. How did you know I was a natural blonde?
Are you?
Oh, I was born blonde. It just turned to brown.
Yeah, same.
Nice.
I think that's
how old were you when it turned?
I was horrifically burnt by a cup of tea, so I was about 18 months old where it swapped over.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah, it literally scared the pigments in your hair. Yeah.
I think that's like 90% of humans, though, isn't it? Like, they're born blonde and then they go to whatever color they go
both
to.
My kids are fucking brown. Yeah.
Like, I get,
oh, wait, no, not Willow, of course.
She's still blonde.
Yeah, he's still fucking blonde.
But it's just like, you always look at like photos of kids in the 90s. It's like they have these long blonde locks.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like as grey as I am.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Seeing those greys come up, it's fun.
Anyway, speaking of greys, we've got another film which is getting a reboot in canon with the original film coming along, which I think we knew about. Or at least it was speculated upon, and now it's almost confirmed.
Well, I think the last time we touched on this, we touched on the fact that apparently there is already one being filmed somewhere in like Bolivia.
Yeah.
Somewhere like that. Do you remember? And
we talked about that.
Yeah, because they filmed for about 2 weeks, and then literally the production said, fuck that dude off, and like fired the writer and director, and they had to scrap everything and start again. But I don't think this is related, because the fact that this one's in canon, I think that this is actually going to be a proper budgeted film.
Yeah.
And it's going to get a revival. But anyway, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is getting a fucking in canon 1974 related film, like straight up.
Shaky, get excited.
I am ridiculously excited because it seems like there's actually something behind this and not just another Texas Chainsaw Massacre 12, the blade's still sharp or something, you know,
3D.
Like, yeah, exactly, 3D or Resurgence or, you know, like as in, or the beginning, you know,
Resurrection.
Like this is like, you know, actually like in cat, like I'm kind of
settle. Okay, now get excited again.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. All right,
so the idea that, you know, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is the perfect franchise to follow suit.
Yes.
Of the Terminator Dark Fates, the Halloweens, the Aliens.
Don't drag Terminator into it.
I'm just saying it tried and it failed.
Yes.
But it's obviously ignoring the terrible sequels, and it's doing a direct sequel from the original and following that canonical story.
I think Halloween is the perfect one to reference.
Halloween,
like you said.
because that's the one that did it right.
Yes.
You know, somehow, I think it was just because Blumhouse and Danny McBride, you know, the people that like you would expect and least expect to do it right, did it right.
No, exactly, that's right. Yeah.
I don't know much about Leatherface and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre films as much as you do. There are horror franchises that I am more familiar with. This one, not so much. Yeah. I'm yet to go back and watch them from start to finish. The last one I watched, I think, was Texas Chainsaw 3D or whatever it was.
Yeah, that was from like 5 years ago or so, 6 years ago.
So a little while ago, but it was pretty terrible. But I'm still yet to sit through the first one in its entirety.
You need to, my man. You need to. It's a.
But wasn't there a sequel or a movie in the franchise which was like a prequel to this, which led up to the events of the Texas Chainsaw?
Well, there was. Okay, so there was Texas Chainsaw 1, of course.
There was Texas Chainsaw?
There was. Vroom, vroom. Yeah, so there was... start your engines. There was 1, then there was 2 when they moved to the city and there's a radio host and shit. Yeah. It's fucking hilarious. And then I believe there's another 2 that were in the late 80s, early 90s, one of them starring both Matthew McConaughey and I think it's Drew Barrymore. If not Drew Barrymore, then it's somebody else of that caliber. But they were both in this shitty, like the 4th Texas Chainsaw, and it was shitty. But then after that, it was pretty shitty. But then there was also, that's when we got the Jessica Biel Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. That was a remake, flat remake. The one that followed was Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning, and that one was set before the events of Jessica Biel's Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay, maybe. I've definitely seen bits and pieces
of
the
shitty one that you're talking about.
I've seen bits of pieces of the original, but I think the ones I might have seen, my memory doesn't serve me well, is those 2.
Yes,
where there's like it's kind of like the Thing where like the prequel is like the sequel is actually the prequel or whatever order it was.
Well, they came out at that perfect peak of the early 2000s when these horror films were becoming prominent again, you know, and they were getting reboots and remakes for a new generation. Like that was when The Grudge came out, like the remakes of those, you know, like those types of things. So. And Rob Zombie's Halloween came out as well, you know, around that same time period. So I understand why you would have seen those ones. And I will just say the Jessica Biel remake, it's actually a really good remake. Yeah. Like, it's really fucking good for what it is. And, but of course, nothing compares to the original. But this one, I'm just uber, if it ignores everything except the first one.
Yeah.
I am so far on board with this. I am so far on board because I personally, as a fan of the franchise, I believe they, as great and as bad and as good as it is, the sequel that they had was an immediate fuck up. Like they immediately left the house and went to the city.
Yeah.
Like, it was just completely like a left turn. You know,
Yeah,
you could have told another 2 or 3 set in that story zone first and then explored moving out of town kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm so fucking excited for this. I'm so excited for this.
Very cool. As I said, I haven't seen these ones, so I'm definitely looking forward to it, but I need to catch it up. It gives me a great reason to catch them up as well.
Yeah, you really do need to see Tobe Hooper's original one.
Yeah.
It's so cheaply done, and it was such a passion project.
That's what makes them great, though. Like those films, like the Blair Witch Project, for example. Like the reason that those ones are so successful is because they are done on the cheap by a person who has this story in mind, and they do what they can to get this film done.
Yeah, absolutely, that's right.
And they've got enough of a budget to make a feature-length film that is good enough.
Yes,
you know. So
no, absolutely. But it's being done by Legendary Pictures, which is actually a production company.
A big production company.
I was going to say, yeah, exactly. They're actually like fairly well known, so I entrust that they're going to do okay with this. You know?
Yeah, very good.
Like,
I'm guessing it's because they probably own the rights as well.
No, but look at that logo. Like, how many times have we seen that logo?
I'm familiar with Legendary.
Exactly. As soon
it's
as you
like
know the
seeing
name,
a Saw film and seeing Lionsgate.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. You know,
yeah,
or
seeing
Twisted Pictures,
or Twisted Pictures.
Yeah, with that fucking spike in the barbed wire.
That reminds me of Neversoft.
Oh yeah, right, with the eyeball. Fucking A.
Was that in the latest? It wasn't, was it? Tony Hawk?
No, fuck no. Of course not. Yeah. No, of course not. But that was so fucking great. That Neversoft. Yeah. Anyway, so that is exciting. So Legally Blonde and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Double.
Yeah. Hopefully there's a connection there in the universe. The Legally Blonde and Massacreverse.
Yeah, exactly. Elle Woods gets stuck in the woods, and it's the wrong woods, and then chainsaws abound. Yeah. No.
Speaking of chainsaws,
yes.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Ridiculously fast blades. What about him?
We've talked about Sonic the Hedgehog a lot throughout the history of this podcast.
Exactly. Dating all the way back to the first 3 episodes?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, maybe 4 or 5?
We talked about how it was on its way. Anyway.
Yes, and the fuck-ups along the way.
Sonic the Hedgehog ends Marvel's 10-year run as highest-grossing superhero film.
Yes. Now I mean... There's an asterisk next to that.
Yes.
But
the reason that I put this in the news is because, obviously, as we said, it was light. We're going to rely on rabbit holes, which has certainly helped us out thus far.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But Sonic the Hedgehog is barely a superhero film for starters, especially when you compare it to something like Marvel, which is all straight-up comic book superhero films. But being 2020's highest grossing superhero film, ending Marvel's impressive 10-year streak of claiming that title, I mean, good on them.
Yeah.
But if literally any Marvel film was to be released this year, even Black Widow, for example, they would keep that.
Exactly. I know, but
good on him.
But way to go, Jim Carrey.
Yeah, way to go, Sonic, because that movie didn't deserve to be as good as it was.
Exactly.
And it crushed it.
Exactly, that's right. And after the speed bumps that they encountered at the origin, and still maybe deep down, maybe one of the best marketing tactics ever.
Yeah,
I mean, 100%.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
But this film came out at the perfect time. Like in the month leading up to the world shutting down.
Yeah.
It came out right at the end of that holiday season, end of January, early February, and it had a solid month and a half or so of gaining traction and gaining box office results and taking all of those titles and getting all the money they could before the world then shut down and everything else got scrapped for the whole year. So it came out at the perfect time.
Yeah.
So there's a reason that it's been renewed for the sequel. You know, it made back its money, and it is now the #1 grossing animated video game adaptation film of all time, overtaking Detective Pikachu from last year.
Yep.
So it deserves all the praise in the world, but taking the claim as like the #1 superhero film for the year
is the same as that the Wretched Black, or whatever it was, that film being the highest grossing film that weekend, and it made like $80,000.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
It's because it was the only option.
Exactly.
It's because it was the only option at the time.
Exactly. That's right. And this was the big heavy hitter for that month of February or so. So there's a reason it made the money, and then the world fucking shut down, and they were probably like, all right, sweet as.
Yeah, we'll take it.
You know, like, so I completely get that.
It says here grossing a worldwide $308 million in the end, off a budget of $85 million, which was then I think it was pushed to around 90.
No. That is the
that was the
budget.
Final. Okay, which is cool. But April 2022 is when we're expecting Sonic 2. But congratulations, Sonic. You got it. I mean, it was because of a forfeit win.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
You got there.
But at the same time, I'm not going to walk up to the director of that wretched black film or whatever it was and say, no, you didn't have the #1 film in America that week because asterisk.
You did.
You fucking A, you did, and they fucking A definitely do. So
that's right.
Simple as that. Regardless of asterisks aside.
You know what? If Marvel weren't such pusses, they could have released a film. And...
Release a film, okay? Yeah. And then take their title back. You know, honestly,
then infect everybody with COVID who went to see that.
Exactly.
And be responsible.
There's still 2 months to go. They could be petty bitches and like beginning of December go, oh, look, here's this new amazing Black Widow film. And then,
That's right. Yeah.
Exactly. But no, hopefully.
I have a feeling that may end up on Disney Plus like Soul will.
That's fine.
Yeah, I was going to say at the same time, like, I'll wait.
Not Soul. I really fucking want to see Soul. The fact that Disney has taken the Disney Pixar film has pissed me the fuck off.
Will you buy it on Blu-ray then?
No. I will create a fake email and sign up for a free 7-day trial. Yeah. And then do that. But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, basically illegally downloading aside.
Yeah. Well, speaking of things coming to a closure and being a good thing.
Oh, thank God.
We're not quite there yet, though. We're not out of the woods just yet. So
no.
Fans of the Fast and Furious franchise, be excited because there's more films to come. But we should be excited because they've actually said that they're stopping these films after the final two. So we've still got 9 and 10 to get through. And apparently there's 2 more after that. I'm sure they have stories.
Wait, are you serious? Wait. What? So you're saying, is Fast and Furious 9 the one that got pushed back from this year?
Well, that's 9 and 10. Weren't they splitting that into 2 Harry Potter style?
Fuck, they reckon they've got Harry Potter style stories?
I think they didn't they? I think we talked about this on the podcast, that they were separating, they were trying to do the Avengers and the Harry Potter final event of being like the final films were split into 2, and it'll take place here, and then it'll stop, and then it's, I don't know. Listen.
No. But, okay, so the 2 that are going to finalize, does that include the one that is still there? So there's 1 more after this, or is there 2 more after this one?
I don't have a confirmation about that.
We're bringing it to the people.
But I'm assuming that they've got 2 more in the bucket right now, and then there's 2 more after that. And they're the 2 they're talking about.
Crap bucket. The shit bucket.
That's why I said it.
I know.
Fair enough. I understand. From a business perspective, these movies make bank. Idiots go and see these things, and they love them.
I know. We've discussed this many a times, how we understand why this franchise is successful.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're so fucking repetitive and
trash.
Overdone. Yeah, it's trash at this point. And now they've got the spin-offs as well. Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. How many fucking more of those do we have to deal with?
Yeah.
But as far as I can see from this article, I assume that this means the one that was from this year is currently, it's already done. It's just sitting there waiting to go on the shelf.
Waiting to go, yeah.
And then they've announced 2 more, and then they're wrapping it up forever.
Apparently so.
Now, all I've got to say is that's 2 too many.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. They should honestly...
It's good to know that it's ending, but we still have to get through like 2 or 3 just yet before they do. But in saying that, how could they possibly look at it from a perspective of 2020, and when the final movie comes out, they Dexter it, you know, they all drive boats into cyclones or whatever. And
that's going to become a thing, by the way.
Or they
Dexter it.
They launch their cars into the ocean, and those cars transform into like 007 submarine things.
Fucking hell.
And they get shot into space, because I'm pretty sure that Vin Diesel...
Furious 12... Furious in space.
Apparently at some point in these films that Vin Diesel's character will end up in space somehow.
Are you fucking serious?
Doing that.
Wait, no, is this just you fucking around?
No.
There's an actual rumor that Vin Diesel will fucking end up in space?
Well, I don't think he's going to Tom Cruise actually go to space. You know, Tom Cruise is actually going to space for the next Mission Impossible.
No, I know.
And that's less shocking than the idea that Vin Diesel.
Tom Cruise is actually going to space to film some scenes for a movie. I get that, that's fine. But Vin Diesel's character's going to space?
Yeah.
What?
So apparently, like, the Fast and the Furious franchise will end up in space at some point in time. In saying that, I'm not going to see it.
No.
I'm sick of fucking hearing about it.
No, but I don't even want to... I don't have enough care in the world to see how they get away with sending Vin Diesel on a spaceship.
Well, he definitely didn't climb his way up there.
See, now, okay, the thing that makes me think that they're full of fucking shit is that, okay, if this Fast 9 comes out next year, like it's rescheduled to come out, and then there's 2 more after that, you reckon they're going to end the franchise on 11 films?
That's what I said. Like, they're probably going to Dexter it and be like, well, you know what? We still made like $600 billion.
They're going to either end it on 10 or 12, and it's going to be 12, and then it's going to be 13.
And then they'll Halloween it, and then be like, okay, back to our roots. It's about car racing again.
Oh, I know what y'all want. A prequel. And that's all a prequel to Fast and Furious 1. Paul Walker, obviously,
it's set in the 50s, and it's connected to Ford versus Ferrari.
Oh my god! And they get Vin Diesel to play his own dad.
Oh yeah,
yeah. No, seriously, in black and white. And he's like, "You see, I'm a scummy arsehole and I can't act."
And that's how far back they go. So they've got to go from the 30s up until now.
Exactly.
Like
all of a sudden, Ford versus Ferrari. There's like fucking Vin Diesel in the background, and it's like all connected.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they get Christian Bale involved.
Shoot me now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh my god. Yeah. We've spent way too much time talking about something we don't fucking care about.
Yeah. Enlightened
Holy
news.
shit. Yeah.
It's more about confirmations regarding the Furiosa Mad Max Fury Road
Beautiful.
spin-off. Yeah.
Beautiful. What do you have?
We've talked about this a little while ago where, we've heard the confirmation of Anya Taylor-Joy, 2C3 hit list. Anya Taylor-Joy
absolutely she is.
will be playing
what a gorgeous woman.
Right?
Yeah.
Playing the titular role of Furiosa in the Fury Road spin-off.
I love that.
Which was played by Charlize Theron, which is just as good.
Oh, fucking A.
But apparently Charlize Theron was a little bit pissed as to why she wasn't cast. Anyways, obviously telling that growing up story.
Yeah.
But we've also got the idea of Chris Hemsworth involved in the film. And I get this wrong
Yahya
every time.
Abdul-Mateen.
Yes.
Come on, man. I know. I said it. I nailed it once, and for some reason it stuck.
Candyman and what Black Manta.
I was going to say Black Manta, of course. Probably most commercially known for.
That's right. Phenomenal actors have both... they're both in line for leading roles.
All stunning humans as well.
That's right, yeah. So they're all in line for leading roles in Furiosa, and that has me keen for this movie.
Absolutely, absolutely. If Anya wasn't enough for us to get keen, and Yahya Abdul-Mateen wasn't enough as well, you chuck in Aussie Chris Hemsworth working with George Miller on such a big production.
You know what?
I'm all about this.
I think about this now. Obviously Mel Gibson played Mel Gibson being like half Australian did play sort of Mad Max to begin with.
Oh no, exactly, and that.
But and then they obviously rebooted or sequelized it, but they didn't cast obviously Mel Gibson as Mad Max. They totally should have, by the way.
Oh, that would have been dope.
In saying that, yes, Tom Hardy's fine, but Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah,
he could have done Mad Max.
No,
where was he at the time?
Tom Hardy is phenomenal, and he is perfect for everything that I've seen him in.
Yes.
He's cast perfectly and does the role perfectly. But put Chris Hemsworth there.
Yeah,
that would have been fucking dope.
He could have played Mad Max, and he would have done it really well. I think.
That would have been so goddamn good. But
remember, there was going to be there was rumors of a Crocodile Dundee sort of spin-off, and it was
shit.
I'm pretty sure that was just like a one-off trailer for the Olympics or some shit. But people.
Wait. Was that with
Danny McBride as a bus driver?
That was a tourism ad. That was a tourism ad for Australia.
Everyone was like, that would work.
Exactly.
So, Chris Hemsworth, I mean, I would be... he's probably not playing Mad Max, but...
No.
It would be cool if he was cast in that, and it'd be cool if he did it here too.
I'm not sure what... his character's going to be named Dementus. Ooh. And he's going to appear with a long silver scar on his face. And Abdul-Mateen will be playing Praetorian. So there you go. So those are those two characters' names, and I'm excited for this. That trifecta right there is enough to get me on board. You add in George Miller, you add in the Mad Max, the furious fucking world, and that. Yeah, I'm sold, man. Yeah, I am sold, and especially after the visuals and how fucking stunning Fury Road was.
Yes,
I am all about this, man. Yeah. This is going to be a phenomenal film, and everyone I think kind of forgets that Mad Max Fury Road won 6 Oscars.
Oh, yeah, crushed it.
That's what I mean, visually and aspects-wise and all of that kind of stuff. So you chuck that, resume with this cast and George Miller's writing and directing. Yeah. I'm so on board, man. This is going to be a fucking great film. Yeah. Full stop.
The crazy thing about I've only seen Fury Road once at the cinemas, but I've loved that movie ever since, and I do own it. I just haven't sat down to watch it again.
I know. It's the kind of one that I need to sit down and rewatch again just to appreciate it again, Turn the lights off, get the big screen going, and just watch it in all of its Blu-ray HD glory.
That's right,
Yeah, no, it's definitely worthy of that. So this is exciting for this next chapter in the series.
Absolutely. And a great way to tip off the end of our movie news topic.
Yes, indeed.
Moving on to the very quick segment of gaming topics, essentially. I
feel like you could stretch this out a little bit.
No, I won't. I'll keep it brief.
No, that's fine.
We both just smacked down my
No, exactly. I was going to say, you're making a habit out of it, though, man. So you're going to have to chop your hands off.
You would think I'm Italian.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to have to tie your arms up.
Anyway, while I was streaming... Wow, we're getting not so gentle anymore.
Oh, you know it.
Anyway, while I was on stream last night... Yes, I think it was last night. Anyway, I was streaming on my channel. You can find me over on twitch.tv/Dylan2C3.
Little plug a doodle.
I finished again the main campaign for Doom Eternal.
Lovely.
Anybody who knows me knows I love my Doom. Anybody wants to love
What? This is the equivalent of the video store to me.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you
like Doom? What?
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Yes.
It's on me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, while I was...
I should just get video store tattooed on my neck.
While I was live streaming,
yes.
I finished the main campaign again to get my practice in because the DLC additional content dropped at
downloadable content.
Yes, 11 p.m. last night here in Australia. So I jumped out of the game, started the download, jumped back in, finished the main campaign, and then I was able to play the DLC fresh. Yes. Now, usually when you get video game DLC, it's usually skins or it's a new weapon or a new multiplayer map.
Yeah.
This is a straight up set of 3 extra brand new levels with new enemies, and I finished the first section of it.
Yep.
It took me 2 hours.
Wow.
So it's very fucking long.
Okay.
And it is difficult.
Wow. Okay.
The thing with the developers of Doom and Doom Eternal is that after Doom 2016, yes, it was challenging, but it was fun. And then Doom Eternal doubles down on all the things that people said were probably wrong about them. Maybe it was a bit too hard, whatever else. And they've just doubled down and gone, well, this burger's way too big to bite to. And then they've doubled down. And then people complained about the enemy count and how vicious they are. And what they've done is they've gloriously listened to the haters and they've doubled down on everything that everybody complained about. So every really big, nasty enemy shows up straight out of the gate, and there's 2 or 3 of them at a time.
Wow.
And they said, you're probably going to need to bump down your difficulty. And holy shit, is it fucking hard.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
okay.
So I like it.
Yeah.
But goddamn it, it's frustrating as fuck.
But that's what you love about it, though. This is going to make you sit down there because you're not bumping down your difficulty, are you?
No way. No.
Exactly.
No.
That's right. So you're going to keep going, keep going, figure out the strategy, and you're going to master this. So this is exactly what you want.
That's what this game is all about. People who don't like that, are not enjoying it because it's designed to be learned.
Yeah.
What their developers call the Doom Dance, about being athletic with your playing and being able to jump and run around the map and prioritize who you kill first. It's all about that prioritization, and it's all about doing that dance and learning and retrying and retrying.
Dance like emotes in Fortnite.
Yeah. Anyway.
Fuck you.
In the Doom 2016 multiplayer, there was emotes.
Yeah,
and
really?
Like the Doom.
That's right. Yeah, we've spoken about that in the past. Yeah.
But it dropped last night. It's called The Ancient Gods. It does have a pretty sweet fucking story to it as well that continues the story, but it is very hard.
Yeah.
And I'm keen on that. So that's all.
No, that's good. That's big in your world. But
yes,
speaking of big in the world of Twitch in general, besides Dylan 2C3 and Mitchell 2C3
yeah, hit us up.
So there is a politician in America.
Yeah.
Yeah, and her name is Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez.
Yes. Are you familiar with her? I think we've talked about this in the past. Maybe I talked about it with somebody else.
Yeah, no, not with me.
Okay.
I do have another podcast about politics.
No.
Yeah. But anyway, so she's made her Twitch debut.
She has.
Playing Among Us.
Yeah.
And she broke some records.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's quite good at it. Apparently,
At Among Us?
Yeah.
Well, you know why? Because the game is based around lying. And she's a politician.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Anyway,
Legit. Like, she's a good liar.
Well, that's right. So
I know nothing about her politics, and this isn't a political stand. I'm just saying politicians, they know how to lie. They know how to twist the tail. That is true. Okay? That's just a blanket rule.
Anyway, the idea... So, my note here...
Yeah.
And anybody watching may or may not agree. It's up to you. We're not going to get into political views.
Go for it.
And not only in saying that too, it's American politics. So what we say doesn't matter.
No,
so
exactly.
I think she's cool.
We don't get to vote.
Young, hot American politician is more millennial than ever now she's joined Twitch and streams Among Us.
Yeah.
Because the AOC is what she goes by as, like, if you've watched any of her videos, she's very confrontational in the way that she points out all of the faults and flaws with old white American politicians.
Of course.
And she just strings
Not
them up.
naming any names.
No, and she strings them up, and, you know, she's really... open-minded with, the youth of America and the future of the American history, the American plan and all that sort of shit. Anyway, she's jumped on Twitch and she's played Among Us with Pokimane and those other big streamers in order to try and encourage people to go out and vote and say that.
There's a lot of across the interwebs of celebrities and well-known people trying to get people to vote because, they can't force people to vote over there, unlike in Australia where we fucking have to or we get fined.
That's correct,
So they need to get as many people aware of voting as they can.
That's right. And this is yet another trick in the book for someone with her sort of capabilities to connect to the millennials and the young people of the world. In
But she's young herself.
She is young herself.
She's early 30s maybe?
Something like that, yeah. This is the
That's
same.
young.
This is the same one that old white dudes got upset about because she danced in a promotional video.
Yes, I remember that.
We did talk about
it. We did talk. I didn't realize that was the same chick. Yeah.
Same chick, yeah. So that's why I said young, hot American politician. It's because she's young and she's attractive and she has good things to say.
She knows how to connect to the young people.
That's exactly right. And now she's on Twitch playing Among Us, so she's connecting even more, even though that's such a boomer move.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, it works for her, though.
No, it works for her because she can pull it off, and she also, did I mention she knows how to lie? You know?
Well, that's right,
exactly.
yeah.
But her debut stream, and I assume this isn't a fucking career move, so it's just a waste of viewership, I take it.
Oh, yeah, for
she's
sure.
not going to make money off this.
I mean, we talked about this a few weeks ago. Donald Trump has a Twitch account which was banned for a few days.
Exactly.
Because of hate speech or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. The irony there, exactly. Yeah. But anyways, her first stream, and it peaked at 435,000 viewers.
Yeah.
Which not only biggest debut ever, as far as I can see, it's in the top 20 biggest streams ever.
Yeah.
Numbers wise, which is just nuts for a politician to jump on to play Among Us, obviously being immediately hand-fed an audience playing with big names like Pokemon, like you said.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, that's pretty fucking impressive, and she knows how to market herself. She knows how to market her message as well. And politicians playing Among Us, basically lying the whole time. It's perfect. I've just got to circle back. It's like the perfect game for her to play. If she played Fortnite, it'd be terrible.
I know.
But because it's Among Us with easy fucking controls, and then I didn't do it as that one.
Yeah.
It's just fucking easy.
I know, obviously, the main reason that she's playing Among Us is because it's the hot thing right now.
Of course.
But it also
would
makes
have been Fall Guys otherwise.
Yeah, that's right.
3 months ago.
But it makes total sense of how can she be good at this? Because obviously with her ability to speak and to debate, and cover her tracks, works well in her favor.
And her career literally involves her getting put on the spot with random sudden questions. So of course, when somebody's like, "What were you doing over there?" "Oh, I was clearly doing this," and blah 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 blah.
And then bam, snap.
Yeah, blah blah blah. "What were you doing?" And spin it back on them. Yeah. So that's just a little interesting bit of news there. Pretty funny. Pretty. Yeah. This is the world we live in, man.
I know.
Where a politician can jump on Twitch and be like, "Biggest debut ever." What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Vote.
Yeah, pretty much.
But if there are any American listeners out there, make sure you do vote, okay? It's very important, and especially in today's climate and what's going on, make sure you vote.
Take it from us Australians. If you vote, it still won't matter.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. No, we're sending the message that voting is important, okay? Over here, it really doesn't fucking matter because we've literally had how many prime ministers in the last 10 years? They literally get voted in, and then 6 months later, they're like, "No, I'll give it to this one."
Yeah.
And then we get told that we have a new prime minister, and we're like, "Oh, okay." So it doesn't matter for us, but over there, it does matter because they get voted in for 4 years minimum. You don't have to vote, but go in there and vote and actually do it, okay?
That's right. Anyway, that's the end of the news segment this week, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on to what you've watched at home with 2C3 Pod. Mitch, you want to start us off?
All right. Well, what I have watched at home this week, I watched a fuck ton of Everybody Loves Raymond, which I have mentioned many a time on the show now that it has found a home on Stan. I'm happy as Larry. I'm midway through season 2 and I'm loving every second of it. So many great moments. Still makes me laugh. Great show. So if you got Stan, fucking get on it. Okay? Everybody Loves Raymond. And I forgot to mention this one last week, but it is there for this week's Hubie Halloween.
Yes, I've been meaning to watch that. Yeah. It looks exactly what you would expect. It looks. I was about to say it looks exactly what I'm expecting it to be.
Exactly,
and I'm going to enjoy it because of that reason.
That's exactly right. You've got Adam Sandler, Kevin James, Rob Schneider. You've got some Steve Buscemi in there, some Kenan Thompson.
How much Rob Schneider though?
Rob Schneider's probably the least out of the known people. Okay. No, I know it's unfortunate, but. The moments that you get from him are exactly what you expect, and they're great. You get a bit more Steve Buscemi with a nice twist, and I gotta say as well, couldn't pick the ending.
Really?
I couldn't pick the ending.
Okay.
I couldn't pick.
Don't spoil it.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody because if you like a good schlocky Adam Sandler film, this is perfect for you. And
don't fucking lie.
And it wasn't.
Everybody likes schlocky Adam Sandler films. Yes, there are some which do shit the bed. big time.
Look, Mama, who's on the TV? It's the devil.
But overall,
Yeah.
don't lie to yourself anymore.
Exactly.
Be accepting of who you
Yes.
are.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
your
We've been
preferences
very
of film.
We've been
You're allowed to enjoy things that other people might not.
No.
Unless you're a Nickelback fan. In that case, you can get strung up and quartered. But I will admit it on air right now, they're fine. You just hate them because you like trends.
Yes.
And the same
That's
thing with Adam
completely fair.
Sandler.
Yeah. No, see.
Nothing wrong with his films. There are a
Yes.
lot worse films out there. Have you ever seen Robo Vampire?
No?
Yes. Look it up.
No,
It's
no,
a
yeah,
thing.
no, exactly.
It's a
No,
thing.
no,
It's
but
a
that's the
thing.
thing. It's okay to like things that are actually bad and acknowledge that they're bad, but acknowledge that you enjoyed them.
That's right.
Yeah. And in regards to Nickelback, I don't like the songs they release. The rest of the stuff on the album ain't fucking bad.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
They
the radio
release the
stuff
money
sucks
songs.
balls.
They release the money songs.
That's
and I get
right.
that. They're smart businessmen.
Yeah.
The rest of the stuff on the albums, not bad.
It's just weird that
Not bad.
their last album was heavier than Suicide Silence's latest album. Could you believe that?
Yes. I do believe that. And also-
Anyway, Hubie Halloween.
Yeah, Hubie Halloween was good and exactly what you expect. All right, what have you watched, my friend?
Oh, is that all? Oh, yeah, right. I was going to
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
you already talked about
Everybody Loves Raymond.
All right,
Fantastic.
so I've watched two things. I was expecting to watch more between now and then, but I haven't. So I finished The Boys Season 2, so I can finally talk about it. A little bit, I wouldn't say underwhelming, but less action-packed than the previous season. The last episode really sort of ramps it up a little bit.
More kind of story-driven?
It is more story-driven,
Yeah,
and it's more character-driven. It really boils down to the emotional roller coasters and developments that the superhero characters go through and how shitty they really can be.
Yeah.
So I don't want to spoil anything there if those who haven't caught up with it yet, but The Boys Season 2 is good, and it does end on a heartwarming, wholesome ending, but I'm just not really sure. As I said earlier in this episode, that I was kind of waiting for the big climactic battle ending and how the good guys were going to get over the bad guys.
Come on, man. They got another 3 seasons.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it still didn't end quite like that.
Yeah.
So they're still going to continue, but like the story and like of the boys themselves, you know, like Carl Urban and
Yeah.
what's his name, Huey, who's played
Carl
by
Suburban.
he's played by Dennis Quaid's son. I can't think of his name.
Yeah. Carl Quaid.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So like they kind of the boys themselves, they kind of disbanded, but the superheroes still stay at their stature, which is kind of weird. Which is what they're fighting against.
Okay, right.
So
right,
they've
right.
left it open ended for another season, which has
But
been approved.
otherwise, though, season as a whole approved.
Season
though?
as a whole,
That's fine?
I approve.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
It's
Good.
violent.
Yeah.
It's wholesome in some moments, and it's funny in others.
Yeah.
And you understand.
Is it what you
emotional
expected out
journey?
of the boys that you learned from season 1?
It is different in, as I said, in the sense of it being more character driven and less showy in terms of its violence.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I still rate my favorite character as Homelander. You'd be familiar with Homelander, the superhero character?
Yeah, the Superman dude.
How messed up he is.
I'm not sure on the actor's name, but he is fantastic from everything I've seen. Like
Australian actor too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean as well. Chuck that on top, and that's great. I love that
he's
so
a
much.
brilliant Homelander, and I love it. But the other thing I get to review very briefly, I finally sat down to watch it today because I've been telling myself for months to finally watch it again, is Dredd.
Yeah, and
2012.
how much did you love it?
Great movie.
Fuck, you're like the only person.
What?
I've never seen positive reviews of that film.
Really?
Dredd, yeah.
Are you talking about Sylvester Stallone's Dredd?
Oh, right, yeah, of course I am. Fuck, I was literally thinking in my head, dude, it was terrible. What the fuck are you talking
That
about?
movie is great.
That's right, the remake, right.
I'm talking about Dredd from 2012, Carl Urban. So another Carl Urban
of course,
project.
yes. Yeah,
so set within like a particular
big Carl Urban week.
Yeah, typical day on the job for Judge Dredd. He's got a rookie with him and he has to go uncover like a drug bust with Lena Headey, who's like part of Game of Thrones. She was Sarah Connor Chronicles. She's the big villain who's basically taken over this entire mega city block residential area, and they get locked in and everybody gets blown to bits, and it's very violent and visceral and fun and flashy. It looks really good. It failed at the box office because nobody really knew what to expect from it at the time. But it's been considered a cult classic since then. If you haven't seen Dredd and you're into those kind of films like I am, definitely check it out. But if you have seen it, you know what I'm saying. Like everybody who's seen this film likes it.
I was going to say, well, you compare it to the original with a 5 on IMDb, and then this one has a 7.1, which is really fucking good for a comic book type film. So,
the original Judge Dredd film has its own problems, and I understand why people don't like it because of how it does touch on the source material well, but it also fucking throws it out the window in a lot of aspects.
It's like, hey, his helmet comes off easy.
That's right. Like, the real Dredd essentially never takes it off because he's clear cut, straight up the law.
Yes.
You know, but this new one, I think people speculate as to why it failed is because people were looking for a sequel to that film.
Yeah.
And it was completely, utterly new and fantastic. So that's what I've watched.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And just looking at the box office for Dread as well from 2012, $50 million budget. How much do you think it made?
45.
Yeah, 42.
42.
Like.
Yeah,
exactly.
So it failed.
Yeah, but not from its own volition, just from basically word of mouth, I'd say.
That's right. But there is speculation, and there has been ever since, of a possible like Netflix or Amazon like series continuing that story. Carl Urban has said, yeah, he'll do it.
Yeah.
Like if somebody produces it.
Yeah, exactly. That's
because he was perfect for the role. So
yeah. No,
yeah.
But anyway, all right.
Well,
I think that's time to wrap up the show, isn't it?
Do you hear that?
Coda again?
Oh, Betty Sue, my cousin. Well, it's time to head on down to the trailer park.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. It is time for Trailer Park, one of my favorite times of the week, where we review the freshest trailers that have come to the interwebs this week.
Yep.
And I break them down with my clever little descriptions, and Dylan's going to tell me why I was wrong.
That's exactly right. If you're familiar with, if you're new to this segment, essentially, we're going to read out the names of the trailers, and Mitch is going to read out his little descriptions as he says. But feel free, after we've said the name of the trailer, if you're listening to this podcast at a later point in time, pause the podcast, watch the trailer, and come back. But if you're watching live right now, too bad, too sad, sit with us.
No, but yes, most importantly, if you are able to pause it after I say the name of the trailer, feel free to watch along so you understand what we're talking about, and you can get a visual aspect for all of my clever jokes.
That's right.
But anyway, all right, our first trailer, I always say this. I write it in my description, and then I say it before I say it. So anyway, let's get into Trailer Park. The first movie this week is Monster Hunter. Our first trailer off the park this week is one sure to have Dylan creaming in his pantaloons. Mila Jovovich and Tony Jaa return to the big screen doing what they do best. Act! And kick some monsters' asses. We find Mila as a soldier driving with her squad through the desert trying to find another missing squad when out of nowhere a huge storm descends upon them, and with the power of lightning and ancient stones, and BAM! They appear to have been transported to another dimension with, you guessed it, monsters. Now armed with the power of pop culture references, witty one-liners, and flame swords, can she destroy said monsters and get her team safely back through to the other side of the portal? Based on the worldwide phenomenon I apparently have no idea about, Monster Hunter hits cinemas in December.
Now, you would expect me to enjoy this idea, wouldn't you?
I did so much. Because you enjoy Mila Jovovich and you enjoy monsters.
You would be terrifically wrong about this.
Oh, yes. I love it, because now we agree.
Okay, so, written and directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. If that doesn't explain enough as to why this is going to shit the bed,
if you're a regular listener to the podcast...
Let me explain.
Exactly. If you're a regular listener to the podcast, you would understand Dylan's a despise of one... W.S. Anderson.
I don't despise, because he's done good things.
But
it's
not
just
in the last
20
years.
So,
take your pick.
You watched the trailer to Monster Hunter. Yes, Mila Jovovich is the titular character. I like Mila...
She's not the titular character. She's not called Monster Hunter. Well, that's literally Tony Jaa's character's name. Okay. He's Monster Hunter, the hunter.
Okay, well, I'm not familiar with the franchise.
So Tony Jaa played the titular character along with...
Mila Jovovich is the lead actress in the Monster Hunter film, written and directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. And, all right, let me quickly elaborate as to what I'm thinking there.
Break it down.
Paul W.S. Anderson wrote and directed Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
That film's gone down in history as one of the best bad good films of all time.
Yes.
And it
deservedly so.
That's right, because it's fun and people enjoy it, and then the sequel's not him.
And it brought to life the amazing soundtrack.
Mortal Kombat. Yeah.
I love it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then he went on to continue his film career with Capcom titles such as Resident Evil.
Yes.
Now, for those who are unfamiliar, Resident Evil has had 7 films?
I think so.
I think it
7,
is.
8, 22.
The last one was called The Final Chapter in 2015, 16, whatever it was.
Chapter. Did you pick up on my break on through to the other side? Thank you. Good.
Break it on through to the other side.
Exactly, yeah.
Anyway, so Resident Evil started out as... Started out as a good adaptation.
Yeah.
It was completely different to the story of the Resident Evil franchise, but it was a good film. Number 1, 2, and kind of 3 was okay.
A perfect amount of umbrellas.
That's right. After that, the films themselves got worse and worse narratively and
figuratively
and literally
and literally
and editorially. Literally.
So
they just got so fucking bad in what they were trying to do, and like it just like the budgets went up, and somehow things got so much worse, and they didn't learn. It's like Michael Bay with Transformers. The more movies they made, the more money they got, the worse they got too, and they didn't learn from their mistakes from the previous films. Anyway, you watch the trailer to Monster Hunter. It looks like a trailer for Resident Evil 8, the final chapter sequel.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on.
I believe
it's a different franchise. How the fuck does this look exactly the same?
See, have I been sleeping under a rock? Because I have no fucking... Shut up. I have no fucking idea what Monster Hunter is.
It's a PS4 exclusive title. And
so I should know.
Yeah.
How old is it?
I'm not overly sure. Taylor did buy it because she was keen on the idea of it, but it turns out to really engross yourself into the experience of the Monster Hunter franchise, you have to play it multiplayer.
Oh, okay, right.
And she tried to do it single player, and it was just like, so she hasn't touched it since. We spent $70 and
I'll borrow it.
Yeah, well, you're welcome to.
When this movie comes out, I might stream it and be like, "Oh, look, I'm doing what they."
Yeah, clickbait.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Fall Guys Fortnite.
That's right. Anyway, I would. Monster Hunter, the trailer itself, it shows essentially what these characters are going to be doing and the types of monsters they're going to be dealing with in the desert. It looks like a scene from the third Resident Evil movie, Afterlife, except much worse. And Paul W.S. Anderson posted a photo on his Twitter account of being like, "Look what I like." Apparently, people were trying to get the rights for it, and they were surprised when they found out that he already owned them, and he said, what did he say? It was like, "I'm sorry about this," or something like that.
Is he a dick?
Yeah. And then everybody's comments on that were like, "Yeah, we're sorry that you have the rights." Well.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, because
I love that the community like already knows, and they're like, "Yeah, you're gonna fuck this up, dude."
Yeah. It's just, we talked about this with Tony Giglio with Doom Annihilation. He was doomed from the start.
Yeah.
That's right.
You should be writing trailer park descriptions.
But it was his first attempt at this franchise.
Yeah.
And he gave it his all.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
What we got was I found it fun. I was going
to say probably the most traditional type film, like to
source material was.
Yeah, exactly. To like actually like adapt that game,
That's right.
And with the budget that he did a fucking amazing job.
That's right.
Paul W.S. Anderson gets handed a bucket load of cash, and he's like, how can I fuck this up this time?
That's right. It's clear that this dude just like, fair enough, he might like these franchises, but he doesn't have the same vision that the fans of these franchises have.
Yeah.
And especially when it comes to adapting another film with his wife, like Mila Jovovich.
Yeah.
That's cool, power couple.
Oh, yeah.
But just do something different.
Exactly. Why can't they do like a nice 18th century English drama about lesbians? Because it's already been done for this week's trailer park. All right,
moving on.
So, big summer blunder indeed.
Yes.
Especially since they're coming out in summer. Hey.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the second trailer this week. Now, we have... Oh, dude.
This one was Snapchat worthy.
Oh, dude, yeah. I watched this trailer, immediately grabbed my phone and said, Dylan, fucking watch this trailer, man. Holy shit, the Batman's got nothing on this.
And I didn't, but...
Exactly, but then when he did, oh, here we go. All right, we haven't discussed this, but let's get into it now. If you are listening to the podcast, this is why we say pause the podcast and watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Jiu-Jitsu. Now, we are all familiar with Alien Politics 5215, right? No? Well, let me explain. Every 6 years, a comet passes over Earth's sky and causes a portal to open. And when it opens, a visitor from a distant galaxy arrives looking for a fight. And not just any fight, he wants a jiu-jitsu fight with the best fighters on the planet. He is the Spaceman. Now, if that storyline isn't enough to intrigue you, what about the fact that Tony Jaa is making his second trailer park appearance of the week? No? Well, what if I told you this group of incredible jiu-jitsu warriors tasked with fighting this alien are led by their fearless leader and teacher, Nick motherfucking Cage. That's right, the best, worst, craziest actor of all time. Nick Cage is back, leading the way in this literal sci-fi martial arts film. Literally could not be more excited for this, seeing Cage battle an alien in a sword fight and saying things like, he's crazy like me, and there's no honor in killing crazy, and I can fly too, while doing a triple backflip. I mean, holy shit, take all my on-demand money right now. 20th of November.
So, obvious double wide of the week.
Holy shit. Obvious double wide of the year, motherfucker.
Yeah.
We got the Batman trailer earlier. We've had so many stellar trailers. This one.
Jiu-Jitsu.
Just
taking it home.
Dude, I cannot begin to describe this film.
Yeah.
Like, take it away.
Every
Please,
now
tell
and
me.
then you get a film that comes out that has like weird stars in like, say, like Japanese films. I think it was sometime last year or the year before, it was like a fully Japanese film around the story of samurais and whatever else, but it was set in kind of like a magical area.
Okay, yeah.
But it also had Jackie Chan and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's right.
You know, it's like, I mean, in the Western world, we didn't get it. But, you know, the fact that they exist is cool.
Exactly.
This is a film, obviously, with Nicolas Cage, and it's telling the story of an alien that comes to Earth and only wants to fight in one very specific way.
Yeah.
For funsies, I guess. This is giving me... Now, like what we talked about in the last thing, you know, talking about like the idea of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
That whole story is, hey, let's fight every now and then for the sake of the realm or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Similar kind of vibe I'm getting here. So they have to train themselves up to fight this alien that comes every 6 years or so because of this big, elaborate, scientific, magical backstory that Nicolas Cage explains in the trailer.
Yes.
As we've discussed, as podcasters, relatively new podcasters, a little over 12 months from doing this.
18 months, bro.
Yeah. That we've discovered that Nicolas Cage is the man.
Oh, my
God. And
God.
you should not discount the films that are deliberately trying to go that, hey, Nicolas Cage is crazy route.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what makes these films work.
That is the key cog in all of these films. And I can barely wrap my head around this film, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so literally it's a martial arts jiu-jitsu film. And they're like, okay, we've done this many times throughout history. It's been a keystone in Chinese and Japanese filmmaking.
Yeah.
So how can we make this original... A comet passes over the Earth every 6 years and it opens a portal and out walks a spaceman. Literally, they refer to as a spaceman who wants to fight jiu-jitsu.
He just wants to like punch
wants to fight. And that's the thing. There's a mention in the trailer. It doesn't matter if you guys die in this fight. As long as he gets the fight he wants, everybody else will be safe.
That's right, yeah.
He's literally coming for a fight. And if he gets a good fight, he won't blow up the
happy.
Earth. Like, he literally will... I just can't be... Who fucking writes this, man? But either way...
Dmitry Logothetis.
And Jim McGraw.
Yeah.
And Dmitry is also directing this as well. So this is obviously a passion project as well. But if you take Nick Cage out of this right now...
Oh, I wouldn't be interested.
But there is nothing about this film that is appealing.
No.
Like, as in the schlocky plot suits Nick Cage. The acting style suits Nick Cage. Somehow the jiu-jitsu suits Nick Cage. The sci-fi elements suit Nick Cage. You take him out of that and you're like, why is this B-grade piece of shit even existing?
You know what this film is? This is an acceptable, slightly higher budgeted, but keyword acceptable asylum film.
Okay.
You know those asylum films that make really schlocky knockoffs just for the sake of...
Yeah.
You know,
if you took Nick Cage out of this, I could see this being an asylum film and you go, oh, wow.
Yeah,
just put it aside.
But because of Nick Cage and how, like, his performance that we've seen in the trailer...
Oh, my God.
Not only that, too, but one shout-out to another casting choice in this film is Frank Grillo.
Yes.
Frank Grillo starred in Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and then later reprised the same role in Endgame.
Yes.
He could have been a massive star.
Yeah.
But somehow maybe it's by choice. He only takes these second-rate casting choices. He was also the lead in, I think it was The Purge 2 or 3. And also Beyond Skyline. Anarchy. And also Beyond Skyline, which Skyline was a mainstream theatrical science fiction film from years ago, which was pretty crappy except for the ending. And then for some reason there was a sequel made about it and he was the lead actor. Surprise, surprise. He keeps doing that. The dude is chops. Frank Grillo, I know you're watching. You could
Big fan.
You could do bigger films.
No, but
Nick Cage does bigger films.
Yeah, but you want to know why he takes these roles? Because if he was doing bigger films, he'd maybe 2 films a year, something like that. Maybe even only 1 if it's a big one, you know?
Does he have a castle to pay for as well, does he?
Well, he probably could because he may be accepting lesser checks, but at the moment he has 3 films completed, not yet released. He has 6 in post-production. Not yet screened either, coming out next year and beyond. And then he's currently filming 1, and then he's got 1 in pre-production as well. So he's got all of these paychecks lined up, bang, 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 bang. So you do fucking 15 of these, happy days, you know?
In saying that, though, he could have kept up, like, the big theatrical releases, the MCU, and done 1 film in that entire time and made just as much money.
I know, but at the same time, the dude clearly likes his work. So
yeah,
why
all
the
power,
fuck not?
All power to him. I'm just saying,
Absolutely.
like, he's deserving of like bigger films.
Yeah.
But with Nicolas Cage, like the dude, he does bigger films.
Yeah.
He was in Spider-Verse. He was fantastic in it. He was in Kick-Ass. He's been in big theatrical films, but he also does these B-rate films, and he's still respected as an actor.
Absolutely. And I love the fact that Nick Cage now, at this stage of his career, he has accepted that role where he literally acknowledges how crazy he is.
Yeah.
And it just works so well.
Yep.
Big summer blowout, double wide of the year. I am all about this, man. I cannot wait for Jiu-Jitsu. We need to do a YouTube special just on Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah. Do you think we'll get this theatrically here in Newcastle?
There is a fucking good chance with what we've had so far this year.
True.
Because of the years being shut down. And hey, I mean, they just bumped that, James Bond film from November to next year. So let's fill that slot with Jiu-Jitsu in November. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right. Let's move on to our third trailer this week. Ammonite. I know. I had a hesitation there. I'm like, I'm not going to say this correctly. Ammonite.
I'll take it as Ammonite.
Here is this week's artsy-fartsy Academy Award-driven trailer looking to captivate the hearts of many. Of course, it is based on a true story set in 1840s England, where Kate Winslet plays a cast-aside fossil hunter who lives alone and collects fossils for museums. When one day a young man comes and essentially pays her to babysit his wife, so he doesn't have to deal with her sad ass anymore. Apparently, telling her to cheer up, bitch, didn't work much. Well, anyway, the two women eventually begin enjoying each other's company and what do you know? Eventually enjoy each other's company a little more than was allowed in the 1800s, if you know what I mean. From this, I assume it leads to more drama, but presumably they end up happily ever after. One side note, while looking this up on IMDb, I found the key tags for this film's plot were, of course, Victorian and period drama and scientific discovery and based on a real person, which all makes sense, but the number one key tag for this film's plot was lesbians. I mean, really, come on IMDb, grow up. Coming 13th of November.
So
So
they're paleontologists searching for clams, and they both found each other their clams.
yes.
Yes.
Oh no, you. Why?
Yes, I was
Why
waiting.
did you go there?
Anyway, listen, I love Kate Winslet, fantastic actor.
Absolutely.
I don't give a fuck about this film. I mean, straight from the bat, looking at the poster, you can tell it's trying to be that award season bait because it's got 5 stars written all over it with like different reviews.
Of course there is.
And that's usually not a fault of I'm sure the film itself is fine.
Yeah.
And the idea, telling the story of these two that, become romantic, in a time where that was definitely sort of frowned upon, of course, in very, very strange circumstances, where she's a paleontologist and she kind of lives on her own and she's a bit down and she meets this person their lives entangle. In saying that, I would much rather watch Nicolas Cage sword fight an alien over watching paleontologists kiss and make up in the 1800s and they're both wearing skirts.
Exactly, that's right. And it's unfortunate as well because the other actress, and I fucking suck at saying her name, Saoirse Ronan?
I don't know.
I'm saying Sao, like the Bicky.
Yeah.
Saoirse. Saoirse Ronan. She's a fantastic actress.
It's probably not that at all.
No, exactly.
Chiffon or something.
Struth Ronan. She is a fantastic actress, and Kate Winslet is fantastic as well. But I don't give a shit. This is not made for us.
No.
And big summer blunder because I will never speak of this again.
I'll never see this again.
Yeah, exactly.
This will end up on the pile of films that we talk about and never took out.
That's right. But speaking of films that we are not made for,
that
are not made for us.
In saying that,
we'll get there.
Yep.
We have our second to last trailer this week, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Set in Chicago circa 1927, the professed queen of the blues, Ma Rainey, fights against the white man record producer type and a young upstart horn player trying to break free for himself. Led by Viola Davis playing the titular character, she wears enough makeup to open her own chain of beauty parlors and also starring the late Chadwick Boseman in his final cinematic role. This film looks like it tells a wonderful story filled with drama and a sense of realism that will captivate many people, but let's be honest, this film isn't made for Dylan and myself. It's just not, unfortunately. While it does look great, I don't think this is one we are clamoring to see. But we do have the return of cinematic Netflix releases coming to select theaters and Netflix December 18.
Also produced by Denzel Washington.
I did see that in the trailer and I forgot to add it.
Yeah, so it's cool to see. It's doing the George Clooney route. Actors take a step back and try their hand.
Danny
in
McBride.
directing. Yeah, that's right. So Danny McBride.
Yeah,
I know he's done that, but like out of all the options,
no. Name another one. Go. Exactly. Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
Yeah, so
but
this
Brad
film...
Pitt. Relic. Wait, no, that was Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yes, yeah.
Damn. See, there's plenty.
I'm sure Brad Pitt's
Danny
directed
McBride. What's wrong with Danny McBride?
Nothing. It was just
exactly. I know. All
Denzel Washington.
Yeah. It was fresh in my mind from our Halloween talk earlier.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Right.
Anyway, I didn't pause that, did I? Nope. Anyway, so looking at this, it's the film. It's telling the story of like what in the early 1927. You know, the story of like an African American group of musicians getting together and like basically taking over the blues world by storm.
Yes.
And the performances from Viola Davis and Chadwick Boseman and everybody in the film, it doesn't seem like it's going to tell that dramatic story of being oppressed by the white man, but there is a few of those jokes hidden in there.
No,
of
definitely.
course.
Yeah.
But it definitely has that upbeat tone of, yeah, we're having a great time, we're performing this music, we're changing lives, we're changing the world, and it's just going to ride
Playing
out
on
there.
our horns,
That's
having a
right.
good time.
And for some reason, I don't listen to it on a regular basis, obviously. I'm not like a person who's driven to the blues.
Yeah.
But I really like theatrical adaptations of those particular time periods, especially around music.
Yeah.
So seeing this film and the kind of music it is, and like what I admire so much about it is the fact that, yes, like obviously African Americans in that period of time and prior to that were downtrodden on by regular American society. But when they're playing their blues and the music, it just looks like they're all having the time of their lives.
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
And that's what really attracted me to this trailer.
Yeah.
So fair enough, it's usually, you know, it's not made for us, and we get one every week that's catered and produced by the African American community. Essentially.
Yeah.
This really tells an interesting story.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to add this to my watch list. I give this a big time of blowout. I'm keen for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I don't know whether it's going to take a dark turn and hit that dramatic side because the trailer doesn't indicate that.
I think it's going to. I think I purely have that hesitation, that expectation because of Viola Davis and Chadwick Boseman both being phenomenal fucking actors who can take that turn, but also a Denzel Washington production.
Yeah.
Now, with him being producer, I expect that kind of dramatic turn because that's his forte, acting-wise, and I don't think he would attach himself to a little tongue-in-cheek comedy. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So that's what I think. I think there will be that turn, and I think it will do its job perfectly. But for me,
not interested.
Well, December 18. It's like a month and it's 2 months away, kind of thing. So at the moment, if it comes and I need something to watch, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, right now, I've got Jiu-Jitsu to look forward to, and I'll probably be still rewatching that by the time this comes out.
That's fair enough. As I said, for me, it's on my watch list, but I'm not clamoring to see it. But I am very excited for it. And one thing I did notice as well, and I didn't really want to bring this up, but Chadwick. Looks kind of skinny in this, didn't he? He looks very
100%,
gaunt, so you can definitely tell this was probably one of the last films that he.
It is. Like, this is the last thing.
This is the last thing.
This is the last thing.
Okay,
yeah,
fair
this
enough.
is his last release essentially because I believe he finished filming this and then there was like 12 months.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's filming last year.
Even though it is just a trailer,
it
does look like everybody in this film, especially Chadwick, is bringing it.
Oh yeah. No,
so
100%.
especially Viola Davis is like head to toe with like body prosthetics and makeup because she's not a big woman.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
no, 100%. But also, like I said in the description as well, it's nice to see that the world's getting more comfortable enough, and especially given the circumstances of the film, that we're getting Netflix cinematic releases back, which is exciting, and hopefully that starts to open the doors. And
because Netflix
kicks
is
off 2020
good films now, which
kicks
is
off
nice,
2021 with a bang. But anyway, speaking of a bang, let's end Trailer Park with a fucking bang. I'm still going to bang on my fucking head so I can forget this exists. All right, the final trailer this week is The Christmas Chronicles 2. Now, here is the holiday sequel we have all been waiting for. It's time for The Christmas Chronicles 2. Hollywood's longest-lasting couple, 37 fucking years, are back together for the 5th time in film. Kurt Russell playing the one and only Santa Claus, and Goldie Hawn playing, of course, Mrs. Claus. In the sequel to the smash hit 2018's The Christmas Chronicles, we see the Claus couple team up to fight the terrible, evil, wicked, dastardly villain I like to call the Kiwi Kid from Deadpool 2, as he steals the Christmas star and strives to put an end to Christmas once and for all. Seriously, that is the plot. Filled with more CGI elves than ever before seen on screen, make sure the whole family is ready and gathered around the TV to watch this one come November 25.
I remember seeing the trailer originally for The Christmas Chronicles, the first one, and being like, you know what? I'm down.
Yeah.
Kurt
Russell is
Kurt Russell be like with a big bushy beard and long grey locks as Santa Claus is perfect. Perfect casting. I didn't end up watching it, but
we discussed, I think Kurt Russell with a beard.
Yes.
Kurt Russell with a beard.
I gravitate.
Exactly.
Shave him. I'm not interested.
No, I don't need none of that. Like, death-proof Kurt Russell. But put a beard on him and give him like the Hateful Eight. Okay,
I'm down. Yeah, that's right. So him having a big bushy beard, I'm down as fuck for that.
Yeah.
But I still haven't seen the Christmas Chronicles #1, so I've been saving it for Christmas this year because I will not watch a Christmas themed movie in the middle of the year. It's not happening.
Nah, well, you're a terrible person.
I know. So I'll save it to cheer me up when Christmas comes around because everybody who knows me, I'm a fucking Grinch, man.
Oh, I know, and I hate that about you. I hate that about you. Yeah, I love Christmas so much, and this is one that I definitely think my kids are ready for, like, you know, live action, big time Christmas movie to captivate their attention. You know,
well, the Santa Claus.
Yeah,
#1 only.
Oh, come on, #3 with Jack Frost, Martin Short. Come on. Oh, you're a terrible human. Man.
Anyway,
you're a Grinch. Why would I trust your opinion?
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
The Christmas Chronicles 2 trailer, as we shared, shows Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus,
Goldie
Hawn, and Kurt Russell coming together, and they need to save Christmas like every other Christmas movie.
Yes,
because as we said, the villain from Deadpool 2, the little Kiwi kid, Julian Dennison, stole the Christmas star or whatever.
Exactly.
And
I'm going to put an end. Wait, fuck,
that was so British. I'm not going to do a Kiwi accent because now you've said it in British, I can't get past British.
I'm going to put an end to Christmas. Imagine that, but Kiwi, and that's literally a line.
Yeah,
I nailed it.
You can say that in any accent, and you can say the same thing.
Fuck.
Anyway, I am keen to know that there's 2 Christmas Chronicles movies waiting for me to be watched at Christmas time.
Yes.
And this one looks fine, and it looks like it's going to be fun, and I like the idea of Kurt Russell with a beard and Goldie Hawn and his wife in a movie.
Exactly,
And I do like Julian Dennison as well. I like the idea that a short, fat kid from New Zealand can play a villain in 2 movies. And hopefully he'll continue...
What do they think Marys are? Like, what do they think? Like, you know,
grown-up Maoris are fine.
No.
But little kid fat Maoris.
They go, oh, with that accent, you'd be an awesome villain. And they literally put him in Deadpool as like, hey, get angry at Ryan Reynolds, and then this one, fuck Kurt Russell up.
That's right. Maybe it's because...
Ruin Christmas for the entire world, you little prick.
Like, maybe it's because the rest of the world, like, oh, that's an accent I'm not used to.
Exactly. Yeah, that's unfamiliar. That sounds evil. Fish and chips.
So I like the idea that he's going to be playing another villain, and I really hope that he continues his career as that typecast.
Oh, dude, I could totally imagine him being like 30 years old and being in a kids movie as the Danny DeVito villain type.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Oh man, I think we just found a new career for him.
Or he also
and then
does
being twins with Chris Hemsworth. In a reboot.
And he also does, the adult violent, things like Deadpool as well. But
well, think about it. He's in Christmas Chronicles 2 with Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell in a family Netflix film. 2 years ago, he was saying, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like in a big blockbuster Hollywood theatrical film.
Yeah.
He's got range.
Yeah, he does.
Full credit. No, but he is actually a fantastic actor.
Oh, yeah, he's phenomenal.
No, exactly. Yeah. When I said, like, as in the little Maori kid from Deadpool 2, I'm saying that tongue in cheek to be funny.
Was genuinely great.
Yeah, exactly. No, he's got a very bright potential for such a young actor.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway,
that's Trailer Park.
That is Trailer Park, ladies and gentlemen.
It is, yes.
And now it's... Oh, man, we need to bump Yassel past to the beginning of the show where we have a bit more energy and want to sing.
Yeah, that's right.
But anyway, we hope you enjoyed that. Dylan, would you like to hit the recap?
So we've had Monster Hunter. Dreadful new video game adaptation from Paul W.S. Anderson. So we all know it's going to suck balls big time. Jiu-Jitsu, martial arts, alien science fiction, Nicolas Cage.
The greatest film of the decade.
That's right. It's not even out yet, but it definitely will be. That's our double wide of the week.
That is the biggest Oscar bait trailer this week as well.
For sure, that's right. Because Ammonite, whatever it is.
Ammonite.
About 18th century or 19th century lesbians who look for fossils. I don't care.
Yeah.
We've got Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Chicago blues scene, 1927, telling the story of a very soulful band.
Yes.
Making the up and comers of that sort of generation. And then the Christmas Chronicles 2, Kurt Russell with a beard, sign me up. And that's been Trailer Park this week.
Absolutely. But we've got one more segment to bust our way through.
We do. I better press the right button and get yourself strapped in.
It's time for Yas or Pass, excited or blinded.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for Yas or Pass, excited or blinded.
Yeah.
This is the segment where we take a look at the films coming to theaters this weekend for us locally here, but make sure you check your local guidances around the country, around the world, and see what is coming out near cinemas near you.
That's right.
Now, we take our favorite pick here and turn it into YouTube's own DTCR does the cinema, so make sure to head on over to YouTube and subscribe and do all that jazz, and let's discuss what we potentially may be reviewing next week, okay?
Yeah, well, we've got a few options this time.
We've got a few options.
Let's discuss them.
I know, none of which I am excited about. All right, so our first one this week is the one that I think is going to win by default, and also I remember in Trailer Park you said you were actually keen for this, so...
we'll see.
I had a little bit of a coffee burp there, my apologies.
Coffee burp. Oh, yes.
All right, our first one this week is Honest Thief.
Yeah.
Now, everybody's favourite old man actor, Liam Neeson.
Yep.
He is back with another Taken-esque style action film.
Yep.
Yes, and basically wanting to lead... yes, exactly.
My girlfriend.
That's a really good Neeson.
I'm like 79 and I have a girlfriend.
Exactly, and I just want her to be happy. Yeah, don't hurt her, I'll hurt you. All right, yeah, but basically...
And I will kill you.
Now you're starting to sound like Megatron or whatever his name is, Cybertron or fucking...
Megatron.
No, Optimus Prime. That's the one, yeah. Anyway, wanting to lead an honest life, a notorious bank robber turns himself in only to be double-crossed by two ruthless FBI agents. Exactly. So, Liam Neeson being old and shooting guns and kicking people's asses, he really has no right to kick ass.
No.
Coming off the back of Made in Italy and all of those drama films he's been doing and the most boring fucking trailer I've ever seen last year.
Yeah.
What do we think?
Dude,
you said you were keen for this in Trailer
Listen,
Park.
I saw this trailer again when I went to the cinemas last weekend to watch Bloody Hell.
Yep.
And you know what? This is Liam Neeson doing what he does best. And being in these types of films.
I don't want to get in an argument this late in the podcast. So.
What I mean by that is like this type of story is quintessential Liam Neeson. He's an older gentleman and something happens to somebody he knows and he has to bring up a set of skills that allows him to beat the bad guys and Rambo his way through people who are much younger and more capable than he is.
Oh, of course.
Anyway, it's telling the story of a man who is, he stole $9 million in total or $9 billion. I can't remember what the trailer said.
It can't be billions. There's
I'm
no
pretty sure it's
fucking way.
million.
Yeah.
Anyway, he says he'll turn himself in and he'll give away all of the cash as long as his charges are dropped and him and his girlfriend are left alone.
Yeah.
And it turns out the FBI agents or whatever it is that go to investigate that are really the bad guys and they turn on him and try to keep the money for themselves.
Exactly.
And Robert Patrick gets shot pretty early in the trailer, which has me disappointed because I like Robert Patrick.
No, that's fair.
But it's got actors I like in it. It's got Jai Courtney, Kate Walsh, Liam Neeson, Robert Patrick, as I mentioned, Anthony Ramos as well, Jeffrey Donovan. And it is doing that typical Taken thing.
So very typical.
I do want to see this, but we do have another on the list, which might pique my interest a little bit more.
No, if it's the last one that you're seeing on the list there, it's not...
We talked about that, though, on Trailer Park.
Yeah, no, but if it's the last one on this list right here, it's not showing locally. Okay? Yeah, I know. I just triple checked.
Well...
Yeah, exactly.
Honest Thief it is.
So, yeah, Honest Thief.
I'm down.
It's a yas because what the fuck not? But anyway, honestly,
I thought we had another option. Which
no,
I was
so did I.
Okay, let's talk about this. But no.
I will just throw out there the movie that I've just had to scrap is Kajillionaire, which looked fucking great because I remember in Trailer Park it got 2 big summer blowouts.
Yeah,
we're both keen for it. It is coming out, but of course, capital cities only.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Event Cinemas. I still love you, but Jesus.
Yeah,
let us down there. So we have 3 options
Jenkins
this week. Yeah, I know. Robert Jenkins. Kajillionaire looked great.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's an option unless it is a last-minute addition. But we'll discuss that off air over the weekend. All right. Next one is Never Too Late. Now, this one, I know, but I remember we watched it for Trailer Park.
We did.
And it didn't look too bad. It's an Australian story about some old fellas who just want to break out of the retirement home one last time and just live a little longer.
Yeah.
You know?
James Cromwell, Jackie Weaver.
Shane Jacobson, Kenny the Plumber, as he's fondly known in Australia, and IGA commercials.
Yes. And now Isuzu commercials, I believe it is.
Oh, something like that. Yeah, exactly. But good on him for still having a career.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, it's basically just a group of seniors plan to break out of their retirement home and just, enjoy life with their children a little bit more.
You know what?
While they have a chance. It looked funny, dude.
If Honest Thief didn't seem as good as it does, even though we're scraping the barrel there, this would be my pick.
Yeah.
But I'm not seeing this movie.
No? Yeah? Really?
I know you were going to try and talk me into it.
You damn straight I was. You've got to broaden your horizons a little bit there.
Do we want to see this one for Trailer Park?
For Trailer Park?
Sorry.
No, not really. We've already done that.
Think of the algorithm, man.
No, I'm now looking at the ratings and stuff, and it's getting average reviews. So
listen, this is an Australian production about old dudes.
But there is one. Yeah, I know exactly. So there's going to be some Australian fucking
But
Yeah.
James Cromwell, yes, but no Sam Neill.
No, well, no, they don't have the budget for that.
I know.
Sam Neill is also...
He's back in Jurassic Park.
No, Sam Neill is in a film in cinemas this weekend.
I know.
Yeah, Rams
Yeah.
with Michael Keaton.
It is Michael Keaton.
Yeah, Michael Keaton. The Australian Michael Keaton, yeah. So that is an option as well, because I think we missed that in the Yasser Pass last week or
But
maybe this
that's
week.
about like a prize.
Oh, that's
ram.
fucking stupid. I'm not seeing it. I love Sam Neill. I love Michael Keaton. I'm not seeing that fucking movie. No, so that's a blotter. But anyway, never too late. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna do this floating yes here.
Yeah.
But the last one, okay? All right.
Okay.
I might try and talk you into this because I really don't want to fucking see Liam Neeson this weekend, but I will if I have to.
Okay.
All right. The last one is Baby Done. Okay.
Remember the last time we both had differing opinions? We did have a double review. We could just do that. There's nothing wrong with that.
That is true. That is true. But anyway, Baby Done. It's another Australian film, and it's a comedy. Okay? It's about a young couple. There's a wannabe adventurer, Zoe, and her long-term boyfriend, and she gets knocked up the duff, right?
Oh, up the duff.
So he's like, yes, fatherhood, parenthood, let's do this. And she's like, but I've still got so many more things to do. And so through the journey of her pregnancy, she's trying to finish all of this bucket list before she settles down to be a mum.
Interesting.
So she's rushing through that, and he's like, chill out, we're going to be parents, calm down. And she's like, no, I've still got all these things to do before our life, you know.
Okay.
So I assume that's it. And it's Australian, and it's a comedy. I assume there's some drama elements there too.
I wonder how she gets away with doing all those things. I wonder if she has money saved aside or people help her out.
Schmishmorshman. Imagine that. She's like, I didn't tell you I got a schmishmorshman.
It's like, listen, I really tried to fit these things in, but I've got my priorities. I really want to go on that holiday to Fiji, so, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
So,
yeah.
now we have 2 Australian films and Honest Thief with Liam Neeson. All are just yasses for me, blanket yasses.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, this, my friend, is your decision.
Okay. I'm going to put it out there and say double review.
Okay.
Double review.
So you're obviously going Honest Thief, correct?
Yes, because I added, like, listen, I'm sure Baby Done is fine. It just doesn't tell a story that I'm particularly akin with.
I get that.
And what was the other one? Rams.
No, not Rams. Fuck Rams. Never too late.
Never too late.
Never too
I'm
late.
not interested in that at all. That's a pass for me.
Yeah.
So I will certainly see Honest Thief with Liam Neeson because I like me some schlocky Liam Neeson shooting people action with pistols. So yeah, double review.
Double review. All right, I'm going to see one of the other ones, and I'm not going to tell you which one.
Okay. Wait, was it on the list?
Yeah. I'm gonna see either Baby Done or Never Too Late.
Okay,
yeah,
fair
but
enough.
I'm not going to tell you which one. I'll decide in the moment.
You'll decide when you get there.
In the moment.
Fair enough. Cool.
And plot twist, I may turn up to you and just go, I saw Honest Thief. Single review. But yeah, no, double review. I'm down for that, man. I'm going to see another Australian film.
Cool. All right. We'll look forward to that on YouTube. Next week, we'll be talking about Honest Thief and something else.
That's right. But I think that's just about it now.
That's it for Yasser Pass, of course. But if you're thirsty for recommendations, we've got none of that.
You fucking asshole. That's why I was like, come on. I think that's just about it. I forgot to do them.
I thought you were telling me to get on with it. Anyway,
yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's been our show.
That has been our show.
That's right. You can certainly find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at 2C3Pod. Links are below wherever this may be. We really appreciate your support and listening into this podcast, but where else can they find us, Mitch?
They can find us on every streaming platform available for podcasting. Just search 2C3Pod to find your preferred one, but wherever your preferred one is, if there's a way to like, review, share, subscribe, follow, anything you can do helps out the show greatly, of course. Apple Podcasts being the key one. Those 5-star reviews help out greatly. But anyway, cliche slogan, of course. Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and of course YouTube.
Big summer blowout. As we said at the top of the episode, if you want to support the show outside of just watching and listening in on these podcasts, you can certainly buy yourself a little bit of merchandise over at tpublic and redbubble.com. You can certainly rep us out while you're going out to the movies to see your films that you prefer. But you can also drink from our wonderful mugs as well.
Exactly.
Or have a fridge magnets and stickers and put them wherever you want.
Or a fridge, even.
Or a fridge and other home appliances as such, of course.
That's
we
right.
Also do have Patreon, where you do get exclusive benefits as a Patreon supporter. You get additional episodes, exclusive benefits there.
Early episode release as well.
Yeah.
Automatic entry into all giveaways. There's a special fucking sticker that's dope as fuck, designed by a friend over at Gun Gear and Graphics, of course. And most importantly, you get a shout out.
That's right. A very special thank you to those who do support us that little bit more.
Absolutely. And we have those lovely people that we're going to shout out right now. Of course, we have a hero, Alice Reddit. Thank you so much. And our bloody fucking legends, Courtney Harris, Ginger Lee, Frank the Rabbit, Home Worsen, and Anya Knees. Thank you so much for your continued support. We appreciate you guys greatly. All of that money comes straight back into this show, helping improve it and bringing you as much content as you can handle.
That's right. And if you're new to this podcast, if you're wondering who Frank the Rabbit Home worse than an Anya is, they're those who remain anonymous.
Exactly, that's
if you do want to support us and you don't
Clever
want
little
to be
nicknames.
read out, you're more than welcome to remain anonymous. But for any other inquiries as well, you can certainly just send us an email.
Yes, absolutely.
Or any donation amount is accepted through PayPal.
Maybe 10 cents, 20 cents, 50 cents,
$1 million!
All of that money from PayPal to company3podcast@gmail.com comes straight back into supporting the show.
That's right. Also, if you just want to hit us up for any collaborations or any other business inquiries, twocompany3podcast@gmail.com, or just swing us a message through our social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That's right. Now, we have a new podcast episode every single week, releasing Thursday mornings, 2 a.m. New South Wales
Australian Eastern Standard Time.
That's right, with news and reviews, what we've watched at home, trailer park, Yahya Pass, and streaming services recommendations.
If I remember to do them.
Sometimes.
No, every week, except I forgot this week. I apologize.
That's okay. But yes, of course.
Yeah, but anyway, of course, and don't forget, like we've just mentioned, we're going to go and see a double review this week with our films. And where are those reviews? YouTube. Just search 2C3 Pod there, find our page, subscribe, ring that little fucking bell, watch our videos, enjoy them, like them, support us, comment on them, tell us what to watch. Oh my god, just all of it. YouTube.
That's right. We currently have a review on the way. You'll hear that. You'll see it fairly soon, which is
quick
bloody
little
hell.
word. I think we're like 1 or 2 subs off 100. Okay, do you want to be our 100th subscriber?
Yeah, please
do it.
So.
Head on over there, YouTube, 2C3
like
Pod.
the videos as well. Do
exactly.
all of that.
Like the videos. That's key.
For sure.
And watch them.
That's right. Oh, yeah, of course.
We should probably mention that.
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
Exactly. But anyway.
That's right. Anyway, if you also like Twitch gaming, of course, you can certainly find me over on twitch.tv/Dylan2C3pod.
What are you playing at the moment?
I'm currently playing through Doom Eternal's DLC, but also Call of Duty Cold War.
That's right, exactly.
Dude,
yeah.
It's killer. I really enjoy it.
That's awesome.
I didn't expect to enjoy it, and I think this is going to be the first Call of Duty that I've bought in many years.
There you go.
And I'll let you say this because I really need to cough right now.
No, that's fine. And don't forget, you can find me, twitch.tv/Mitchell2C3pod, where I just recently started playing Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So I'm moving my way through the Five Nights at Freddy's series, hoping to get them all done before the new one drops next month.
That's right. And one day you'll play a real horror game, but for now, thank you everybody for tuning.
Full stop. Fuck you.
Thank you everybody.
I play Hello Neighbor.
Yeah, I rate that. Thank you everybody for tuning in. My name is Dylan, and as always with my co-host
Mitchell. And do not forget, we are Two's Company, and you are the podcast. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for sticking around post-closing song where we have our weekly trivia edition. Now, currently the scores are tied, and it is neck and neck at the moment.
Yeah.
Both woefully getting 18 correct out of, we're not going to tell you how many.
That's right. But
39.
That's right. But we've got till the end of the year to somebody to
Christmas,
take the lead.
Essentially.
That's right. If nobody takes the lead, then I suppose we'll work out what we're going to do. But if somebody
we will literally buy each other's stuff at the same thing and spend the exact same amount of money.
That's right, because we're both going
to
be
shave
like
each other's heads.
Ooh, okay.
Not really. No, because I agreed I'm going to do Shave for a Cure next year.
Ah, yes. You know what we've got to look up before the beginning?
We'll do it after.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, we've got a little bit of trivia here, and we've got up until the end of the year, and if somebody does take the lead, we're shouting that person a
night on the movies for our DTCR review.
That's right. Full expenses paid to a gold class ticket of whatever is at that time. But
all
for
the
now,
expensive overpriced alcohol.
Oh, yeah. Let's get that question going. In which film does Aubrey Hepburn play a young New York socialite?
Oh, Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Bam.
Fuck yes, on the board, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I love it. Why am I so good? I got the Marilyn Monroe one from a few
you
weeks
love
ago with
your
Jack
old
Lemmon.
pictures.
Yeah, I know, I do. They're fucking hot, man. Anyway, all right, your question. Which British comedy stars... No. Stars Hugh Grant and Andy McDowell as a couple who are destined to be together?
I've got no idea.
Really?
Is it a recent film? It's
No.
not recent, is it?
Late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, nah. Listen, I'm familiar with a lot of Hugh Grant romantic comedies.
Why don't you just throw one out?
Because all the ones that I can think of don't have that premise.
Okay.
So, we've got like 2 weeks' notice. We've got Love Actually. We've got a bunch of others as well. And I don't know what that one is. So
it was 4 weddings and a funeral.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So you've got an excuse.
Maybe I don't have it.
Okay. But 4 weddings and a funeral. Mitchell takes the lead again.
Yeah.
Get ready for that gold class ticket buying motherfucker.
Yeah.
We've still got 2 months, but anyway. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you, okay?
That's right.
Yeah, okay? You get it?
Like it.
All right.
Like it.
See ya.
Like it.
Fucking go. Oh, my Lord.
Cut. End of episode. Thank you, everybody
Oh
who's
my God.
tuned in.